Here's how she responded the next day.
I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
Mia Khalifa, yeah. Wow, what a monster.
And they posted it in my head. I'm like, base?
What a monster.
Base?
I fail to see how anybody this cruel, this openly cruel, demands your sympathy and empathy. It's just, it's mind-blowing. Hasan can simply just have enough clout capital to burn. Here we go.
The world would not be the same. Few people laughed. Few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu takes on his multi-armed form and says,
Oh, come on! He's using a Jew talking about killing people to talk about me. Come on! See what he is? He represents Israel. This is the perfect representation. Come on!
I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm Craig.
All together,
I'm Craig.
happy birthday from Twitch, Hasan. Happy birthday from Twitch.
Okay, buddy.
Thank you. Good job using one of the best Jews in business.
Oh, hi there. It's me, your old friend, Ethan Klein. It's been a while since we've last spoken. In that time, I've had 3 kids, all boys. I've lost 100 pounds. And
Wow.
I've pissed off 75% of the internet. Probably a lot of you guys, too. Actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas. Someone should bomb. Oh, yeah, and I got a tattoo also, so I'm cool like that.
Got a fucking tattoo of a dog? Oh my God. Ugh.
That now. Left or right, I always thought that, despite our differences, there was one thing we could all agree on. And what was that? That we love America and everything she stands for.
Mom and Dad and apple pie.
Sure, there's plenty to criticize and endless things to improve, but I thought it was about making a more
He's a patriot now, huh?
perfect union, not tearing it down.
And marching bands, a pride that only
The thing is, there's something
This
kind
guy spent like 7 years saying America sucks. And you know, the thing that's weird about him is when Trump won the first time, he was the only one that was being reasonable. I was like, oh, we lost, we'll get him next time. And then he became an insane TDS maniac.
of scary brewing in America. Communism.
That's America. That's America to me.
I started a show a couple of years ago with my acquaintance, HASAN Piker. You might remember him from such classics as
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it.
Yeah, then why didn't you know? Why didn't you? I'm not going to be easy on Ethan. If you came here to see me kiss Ethan's bowls, you came to the wrong place. There's a good indicator. These are the indicators that I pick up on. These things are right out there. These are good indicators. And then I say the guy's no good, and everybody says, shut up, Tom, you don't know what you're talking about. And then a couple months later, somebody says, oh, you're psychic.
I'm saying it. Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers in a video game. Sorry. Holy shit. That's not what I said. You dumb cracker bitch.
and of course, the Leftovers podcast, which was our show, which we made broadly to goof on the antics of the right. Now, to be clear, I knew about all these edgy and controversial jokes at the time we made the show together, because who am I to judge?
Here is Ethan Klein being a delightful human being.
I was just going to say, if there's another Holocaust, if they start rounding up the Jews again, I hope Ben gets...
Oh.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things. And we went on making the show for...
Or you were completely fucking insane. Or maybe going to the gym. Going to the gym seems to help everybody. I'm going to start calling more often.
About 2 years, and everything was good. Everyone was having fun. The audience was having fun. No problem. That was until this happened. We were doing our regular show, and for the first time I noticed an inordinate amount of radical, hardcore leftists.
How did you not? You didn't know? I'm sorry. I'm starting to hate this video already. The way he's kind of framing his own fucking responsibility for this shit. The guy was an extremist. A batshit crazy extremist. No better than a Ku Klux Klansman. And you did business with him.
I mean, I thought we were social democrats, not whatever this was. I don't hate the idea.
He was a social democrat. Well, these commies pretend to be fucking just your average liberals. They all do. It's just like the hard right guys pretend to be, just your average conservatives. It goes both ways.
Of like people who can be successful. I think it's good that people can achieve success in the term monetary success. I mean, that's what that means, right? I do. There's nothing wrong with that.
Because I see so many people in the chat saying no.
I don't know what y'all are tripping about. Like, what the fuck do you want?
What is the idea that you guys are looking for?
You guys are all like radical communists? There's that many radical communists? Suck it, chat.
You just noticed it then. Don't worry. I knew what was going on before, but the radical... here we go. Yeah, and the radical communists have such a good history with Jews. You're watching a capitalist pig. Deal with it. And then this happened. This comment from Hasan really started to sound some alarms in my head. If you're in a socialist... Let's see. So far, not that good, but I'll support the cause that Jews need me to call upon to save Jewish people. Country with multiple... You know what's going to happen? He's going to end up being right. Okay? I have no... Because how can you be wrong against Hasan? He's a maniac. All right? A maniac with mainstream help with Jeff Bezos himself. A maniac. Right? So I'm sure he's going to be right, but it's just like the fact that he has no culpability. I mean, Chucky Tom's made a million videos on pretty much this subject. It's like, you invited this shit. Look, maybe he's trying to rectify it. I'll give him that. But I mean, I'm sorry. The way he's framing it, like, wow, it just started creeping. This authoritarian just started creeping out of nowhere. It was always there. It was public knowledge. Parties, and one of the parties is a capitalist party, which would surely exist. He had pictures of fucking like his old. Wasn't one of his old Twitter like pictures with him, like with him and a hammer and sickle or something like that? I can't be clearer than that. Yeah. What would you do if that party started gaining momentum?
The solution to that would always be education and offering more
re-education.
Re-education, certainly, yeah. There should be an enforcement...
That's just dipshit not knowing what he just said, because Hasan is not that bright.
Mechanism, and in that enforcement mechanism, I think like rehabilitation, which would include re-education as well.
If putting capitalists in re-education camps isn't disturbing enough, I started to notice that Hasan was carrying a lot of water for communist states' war crimes and genocides.
What do you call Crimea? I call it a part of Russian territory, bitch. That's what I call Crimea. I call it Crimea River, a Russian river. The annexation of...
Was that before or after? Because I bet that was before. Was it before? After the invasion?
Crimea is absolutely a justifiable annexation. Tibet was literally a fucking feudal slave mandate.
Remember when the lefties supported Tibet when communist takeover? Remember those days? Remember the Beastie Boys concerts in the 90s? I do.
Like so autonomous zone.
China did them a favor.
That was one. I mean, in America, when I say something like this, people get very upset.
Yeah, But he was talking about Crimea, and I want to know when he said that. Was that before the second invasion or not?
No, we talk about the Dalai Lama saying "suck my tongue" or whatever, but like that's not far from the norm in fucking normal Tibetan existence before the Communist Party came in and
China unilaterally took over Tibet.
Like these are
their culture. They basically are trying to... How about this? The commies got a bigger body count than the Nazis by a long shot. You take China, Cambodia, what happened in Ukraine, the Soviet Union, I mean, the starvation in Ukraine. They got it over. I mean, they should make Hitler blush.
Homogenize the culture.
If your culture,
They're trying to spoil the religion and the identity.
The part of feudal warlords and slavery, abolishing that, yes, I do think that is good.
No, China did them a favor.
This is a good way to describe Taiwan as well. The American federal government going into the fucking South and killing, unfortunately not all of them, but a decent amount of slavers and defenders of slavery. This is violent retribution from a powerful federal government that squashed, okay?
Tibet is the South in the Civil War?
Yes.
And most disturbingly, a complete whitewashing of the Chinese genocide against their Muslim minority group, the Uyghurs. Don't they have Uyghur death camps? Is that...
It's not a death camp. They were...
It's a re-education camp.
Were re-education camps.
Hey, oh my God, I was kidding. I didn't think you'd say that. I swear to God, I didn't know. I know you'll never believe me.
And they are no longer an operation.
Tyrone the Black Jew, so proud of my right brother.
Is that
according
true?
to the Associated Press?
Okay. I saw this crazy documentary, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the surrounding narrative or anything about it.
Yeah, but I know communists are a bunch of murderers historically. I know you're whitewashing it.
But it was about there was doctors in the area. They would be able to.
Hey, remember what I said? Hey, buddy. I'll say it again. Why would you want to do a podcast with somebody who would want to see you dead? Why would I come up with that? Did I just come up with that out of nowhere? Or did I know the guy was a fucking red communist that hates everybody that's not in line with him? And how did I know that? Was a secret? Did somebody, Nick Diorio, call me one day? You hear what I heard about Hassan? No, it was all out in the front. That's what really gets me about this part.
Cure organs.
No, no.
I'm telling you, they were in China with.
Okay, that one is like Shen Yun.
They're like,
Falun
we can
Gong.
get you an organ. From a Uyghur. But why is that? Is that really that crazy?
The Associated Press quietly fucking wrote an article that didn't get a lot of coverage in mainstream media about how, like, okay, well, all the concentration camps have been closed now. Like, all the re-education camps are closed now in fucking Xinjiang, and it's like very different vibes in Xinjiang.
Very different
vibes.
Now,
it's the tourism hour.
Let's see what the Associated Press actually
do remember before Stalingrad was attacked, all the commies were behind the Nazis. Do remember. And could you see this guy in the 30s being on that side? I can.
Actually had to say about this. These are all AP articles from the last 2 years. UK independent body reports China committed genocide in Xinjiang. China sanctioned a US research firm and 2 individuals over a report about the human rights violations in Xinjiang.
It's the tourism hour.
To China's fury, UN accuses Beijing of Uyghur rights abuses.
Tourism hour.
Uyghur County in China has the highest
Uyghur, the first one.
Prison rate in the world. 1 in 25 people is in a Chinese prison.
It's the tourism hour.
48 Uyghurs detained in Thailand for almost 11 years.
You can't get Uyghurs and Uyghurs right from edit to edit. Holy shit.
Started hunger strike.
I'm sorry. This is not great so far.
Right. To protest their imminent deportation to China, where they face imprisonment.
And I could have forgave one Uyghur, but now he's going back and forth with it. How did that not get fixed? I mean, that's a really easy fix.
Or execution.
Not only does this AP article seem
He's not wrong, though. I'm just saying. I am nitpicking here, but that's my job.
To exist. Reading the AP proved exactly the opposite. Hassan has happily eaten up the Chinese propaganda on this and has regurgitated it to his mainstream
he's a communist. They're
Why
communists,
is he defending
of
China's
course.
genocide of their Muslim population? How does this even make sense?
Because let me tell you something. Politics take to these far leftists. It takes a back seat to their own people. Believe me.
Only makes sense if A, he's being paid, or B, he has the political complexities of a 5-year-old.
Or he's fucking crazy or a maniac. That's possible too. It's possible.
Oh, America bad is a meme that people laugh at online. But with Hassan, this does actually seem to be the beginning and the end of his analysis.
2 principles. Let me explain to you.
Now I keep thinking, boy, Destiny would really be enjoying this right now if it wasn't for different circumstances.
you. 2 principles that you should keep with you, coming from a person who's Turkish, okay? When you look at a situation in the Middle East, you look at what the local government is and who the Western forces are. Never align with the Western forces. So when I look at other countries, I look at the regional actor, whoever the regional power player is, and then I look at who is backed by the Western superpowers. That's a principle that you could take home with you. If you want to actually be moral, or if you want to be smart about the way you analyze other countries.
Be smart. Pick teams.
That's one basic principle.
You can just across the board, just vote down the line. That's smart. Smart. Don't take every situation individually. Just right down the line. This guy's a rocket scientist.
That you can take home with you. All of a sudden, magically, you are above.
You know what it is? He's got the fortune of an entire generation that does not remember doesn't remember the Soviet Union. That's why when you see Generation Xers, they're like, "What the fuck, commie? Are you nuts?" And then you get younger millennials and Gen Z guys who are like, "I'm all for it. Sounds great. Won't have to work."
On your foreign policy analysis, you're going to be better off than 90% of people that look at the situation.
After seeing all of this, I was already getting uncomfortable with our partnership.
I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
And then this.
Well, you said before in the video you did. I guess they were just jokes. All right, sure. Can I do that? Can I let him go on that?
Happened.
We have breaking news out of Israel this morning where Hamas has launched...
Yeah, your wife's people were fucking brutally murdered. So it had to come home. It wasn't all... He's another one.
Surprise attack within Israel's borders overnight.
After the shock of October 7th, I know...
Tyler, if you want to be smart, the way you got to handle this is just close your eyes and pick the same side no matter what. Exactly.
Noticed a huge increase of anti-Semitic comments from Hasan's stream and Discord, including from his head mod. I was disturbed that Hasan was seemingly okay with this.
Can you do you care that your chat is calling me racist? Do you make any attempt to modify?
I have not looked at my chat.
Moderate that at all?
I have not looked at my chat at all, but you have
I just opened it, but don't you have moderators? Do you care at all about what your audience says about me?
Of course not. You're a Jew. Like, how did he not see this? It's just, it's unbelievable to me. I mean, at one level, it's some level, Ethan knows he's stupid. That's why he got fucking Sam Cedar to go. Like, that's why he challenged a Crowder, the brave human being he is, and he brought Sam Cedar on the corner of him. In another sense, he's like, yeah, this is really fucking crazy. But it was all there for you. It was all in front of you. It was there all along.
32,000 people in here right now.
I'm just trying to tell you guys how it feels.
I mean, think about how far left Cenk is, right? And he's nowhere near his cousin. Nowhere near.
And I'm fucking shocked that you don't care that people in your chat are saying, "Who the fuck is this child cold, arrogant, as fuck?"
I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
How can you be surprised when your Discord is literally full of fucking...
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do if you're making that argument. You know that, right? Like,
Hasan's chat had been calling me a Zionist, baby-killing genocider. Maybe it is unreasonable that I'm asking him to moderate his chat for a friend. He doesn't even know where I'm coming from because it's not something he would ever ask for.
And all these other content creators actually, whipping their communities when their chat is going fucking absolutely bananas over random dumb shit and bringing my name up for no fucking reason.
Yeah, he does be bitches about it too. That's pretty funny.
That you were just allowing that shit to run rampant in your...
You would always find that he wanted to work with Ethan. After all, he would go after Cenk back in the day. I didn't find it funny. Look, this guy is a climber, and that was a ring to climb at the time. It's something to take advantage of.
Chat,
the means to an ends.
And I thought that was fucked up.
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
Especially as someone who thought we were fucking friends. I think that's a reasonable expectation for someone.
The only way you can get away with being stupid is on Twitch. The only way. I mean, that's why his cousin didn't last a lot long on MSNBC. These people are crazy. They're crazy extremists. And I'm sorry, I'm not buying Ethan's, I didn't know. I'm not buying it. I think it's bullshit. Absolute bullshit from the top down.
Who you consider to be a friend.
The problem wasn't that he was pro-Palestinian, because I share a lot of those views, and I've been a stalwart supporter of the Palestinian cause for many years. The problem with Hasan's coverage, and a lot of people like him, was their complete lack of empathy for the Jewish people who were frankly slaughtered by Hamas. He refused to show even a crumb of empathy for the Jewish victims.
But listen to what this guy has to say.
And as you might have seen, there was some sort of rave or desert party where they were having a great time until the resistance came in electrified hang gliders and took at least several dozen hipsters. But I'm sure they're doing very fine despite what the New York Post says. But nobody had seen this coming.
I mean, that's insane, right?
I don't even. Yeah. Okay. Like,
I'm just criticizing people. You don't have to comment if you're not comfortable about it.
I honestly felt at times that he and his audience barely thought of Israelis as humans.
But this dude just...
Did ya? That's funny. That's funny. When you got this podcast, it's the first thing I thought. The first thing I thought. And nobody can say I'm doing a hindsight because I said it right then when I heard it.
It's called babies militants.
No, I understand. And there are baby settlers as well. But there are baby settlers as well. There are babies in the settlements.
Part of running defense for Hamas is downplaying.
I'm shocked that I'm shocked. Like, if somebody would have said that to me, babies? They're game? Motherfucker? I don't think Ethan's been in a fist fight his whole life, though.
The violence, specifically the sexual violence, which he's done a lot of.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So that's the other part of this problem that many people that can't contend with. Like, the Palestinian...
It changes it for me. It makes me care a lot fucking less what the Israelis are doing.
Resistance is not perfect. They're not, like, so good. They have magical bullets. The Palestinian resistance is not perfect. They're not, like, so good. They have magical bullets. Is not perfect. Perfect.
Of course, if you compare the raw numbers, Gazans...
I mean, I am right about this. He's 100% correct. This guy's nuts. But it's just, I cannot get over the fact, and I can't believe nobody looked at this video and says, I would have cut this whole thing out and just went right into this part.
Okay, buddy.
Here's what I would have told him. Ethan, here's what we got to do. When we make this video, we got to hope people forget you're stupid.
Have lost a lot more than Israelis. 40,000 people have died, and neighborhoods have been completely flattened during this war. And while we should keep their plight at the top of our minds at all time, it also doesn't mean that we should disregard the lives of the Jewish people who are also...
I can't figure out whether Ethan was trying to see the best in Hasan or if he was just dumb. I think he's... I think it's a combination of both. And even then, I feel like I'm being too charitable. Yeah, it is. Like, you really do have to wonder. I tell you, I don't know the answer to that, Emery. I have no idea. Here's what I think. I think he had such tunnel vision for his fucking political beliefs that were nowhere near as extreme as this guy. And he just, this is the guy. This is the guy that's going to prove me right. It's just team sports tunnel vision. That's all it was. And stupidity and ignorance. I don't know. Guy runs around and says he's a commie. What's one of the, like, all the left-wing terrorist groups that were in Europe during the 60s, 70s, and early 80s, all had a soft spot in their heart for the Palestinians. Blood's thicker than water. He's going to go that route every fucking time, unless the Chinese are killing Muslims, because that makes commies look bad. So, like, I don't know how anybody doesn't know this. And what, is he 40 something? He must remember how. No, he's like 10 years younger than me. He probably doesn't remember either.
Affected by this, even if their suffering on the whole is not as...
Oh, wow. I went into business with a communist, and he has no empathy for people that he sees as his enemy, which is a lot of people, by the way. He thought when he said in Minecraft, he He meant it? That it was? He hoped it was in Minecraft? He really wanted to see people get killed.
Hasan donated $10. Tommy, what I meant is that nobody is perfect. Some people litter, others don't look both ways before crossing the street, and some people rape.
I guess so, yeah.
Is great. Some of you may know that I'm an Israeli dual citizen. My wife is Israeli, my kids are half Israeli, and my entire in-law.
And he would mind seeing any of them dead and could totally justify it. You should have known that. You should have known that. You should be pleading for forgiveness for embracing extremists because you don't like Trump voters.
Is Israeli. I lived there for 5 years, and I grew a closeness with the country and its people. One of the biggest issues between me, Hasan, and his community was that I am in favor of a two-state solution while they are in favor of a one-state solution. Their theory is that after the October 7th attack, Israel should just dissolve its borders and let Hamas enter Israel unrestrained.
What do you think Israel should have done in response to October 7th?
Instead of indiscriminately bombing Gaza, I think the first thing to do in that situation would be to dismantle the government in the way that it existed, like get Netanyahu out of power.
Okay. So you're saying Israel in response... Hold on, dude. You're saying...
that wouldn't lead to a Holocaust, would it? Never. Because that's what he wants. And the way he sees it is once that Holocaust happens, they'll do what they did in Russia when they're slaughtering all sorts. They'll tell you it's not happening. Look, we got the political clout to shut this up, and by the time people figure out what's really going on, it'll be over.
In response to this terrorist attack, Israel should have dismantled their own government.
The first set of actions would be to democratically take Netanyahu out of power. Yes.
The problem is,
I'm going to vote for my own self-destruction.
that Israel's been at war with its neighbors for 70 plus years, and it makes a lot of sense that there'd be some distrust there. Is it really insane to think that Jews, as an ethnic minority in Israel, would not be safe? After all, Israel is a country of refugees. If the Jews didn't come from Europe after the Holocaust, they came from the surrounding Arab countries that expelled them in massive amounts following the 1948 war. In fact, there was more Jews displaced than Palestinians during the Nakba. 1 million Jews. All of these surrounding Arab countries had vibrant Jewish communities in huge number, hundreds of thousands. Now, if you look at them, you're looking at close to, if not literally, 0 Jews left in these countries.
Just to give you an idea, here's a visual representation of the Jewish refugees after 1948. Morocco had 265,000 Jews. Now it has 2,000. Algeria had 140,000. Now it has about 50. Iraq had 150,000 Jews. Now 10. And
I was in Iraq. I don't know how they worked that out, even then.
I want to give a special shout out to my boy over in Afghanistan, one known Jew. We know him, we love him. He's the one Afghan Jew.
They were forced to leave their homes, their lives, their property, and migrate to the only place in the world that would accept them, which was Israel. The irony of this whole situation is that after the 1948 war, when Israel won the war
I heard that. Why does the Jewish state have to... Why is there a Jewish state? Because there has to be one. Like, clearly. There's a lot of anti-Semitism here in Europe as well. Everything's the Jews' fault.
Declare its independence, the Arab countries got super anti-Semitic against their own Jewish citizenry that had nothing to do with Israel. And as a result, they kicked them all out, 1 million plus of them, and forced them to go the one place they hated the most, Israel. And now those same people that forced them out of their homes are telling them they don't belong there. So if the Jews of Israel are surrounded by Islamic militant terrorist groups that have state...
Fitzgerald donated $11. At least Nazi Germany was honest. Yeah, we just wanna kill the Judens. The stono is gonna be extra funny cause a German robot has to say it.
Yes, I guess.
Their goal is to annihilate Israel as a Jewish state. And considering the historical context of Jews being pogromed from...
You should watch the last two Jews. I can't say it's... Is it really... Is that real? Is that real? That can't be real.
Arab countries, is it really that crazy for them to not feel safe as an ethnic minority?
It's not.
Even a little bit? And that's pretty much the entirety of our disagreement. Despite what you've read on TikTok and Twitter, I've donated...
Well, it's not like he had a good... It's not like he dealt with disagreements in the past. People do something in the past. They might do it again. Who knows?
$6,500 to a Palestinian charity after the war started.
Hey, Ethan Klein, thank you for the dono. Ethan Klein gave $6,500.
Wait, that sounds a lot like Destiny. The Destiny video we watch. Hey, Destiny, this is really great. Thank you.
$100. My goat. Thank you, Ethan.
Condemned Netanyahu as a war criminal. They're led by Netanyahu, who should resign in disgrace and go to prison for being a war criminal.
I do wonder if this is going to have an impact. I mean, how does Clancy look at this and say, yeah, it's all right?
The West Bank settlement's an abomination. Settlers in the West Bank are religious zealots. They're monsters. They're genocidal. I've even said the West Bank settlers are valid military targets. When you talk about like colonial settlers and stuff, like that's what's actually...
Women and children too, Ethan?
...happening in the West Bank right now. And these people are more or less valid military targets, in my opinion. My only crime is wanting a two-state solution instead of one. And
I have the best thumbnails, don't we?
Thinking it's not okay to kill Israeli civilians. That's it. That's why they're calling me a Nazi Zionist. And because of HASAN and others spreading this malicious lie about my beliefs, I'm even getting harassed on the street.
So how come you don't like Palestine?
I like Palestine.
No, you don't.
Why do you say that?
Because, bro, you're... wasn't she in the IDF?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
Mandatory service.
That's
She was born
sad.
there.
That's terrorism, bro.
She was born there.
That's sad. I feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist,
Bro,
man.
look in the fucking...
You look like a fucking rapist, Ethan. Feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist, bro. I'm tired of all these coward Americans in the South trying to act like they're so tough. Oh, I'm American. Oh, you don't even run your own country. You don't run your own country, bro. You don't run your
Ethan Klein does.
own country. A foreign country named Israel runs your country. Oh my God, bro, I love you. Hasan, can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
I'm so sweaty.
I love you, bro. I have to interview you.
That's a picture. That's a picture. Somebody check his green card.
You're my hero, bro. I love you. Bro, you're the coolest guy in the world, bro. Hold on, I think I look gay in that one. Hold on.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hold on, I think I look gay in that one. Hold on.
Okay.
It's a funny thing about me. I don't like terror.
In fairness, what's his face probably didn't know, but I think he would have took the picture anyway, but whatever.
Terrorism. And I don't like terrorists. If they're Jews, Christians, Muslims, they're all bad. What is terrorism? It's intentionally targeting civilian population for political goals. I don't like it. None of it. And over time, I started to learn that my co-host, he really likes terrorists.
They do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you look? You think I made this?
This isn't music. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
Taking over these ships, they started targeting the ships.
People on this helicopter right now?
Yes.
They're streaming this?
Yeah. They're flexing.
What? And they're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrent. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
I don't have an issue with them, let's just say. But they are a terrorist organization. Like, they're designated.
But I don't have an issue with them. I don't want to call me a hypocrite.
They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well,
he can't deport, so he's actually American. His parents are American, so he can't even deport him.
He is regarded as a pretty brilliant person in terms of like everything that he's done.
Then I saw clips like this where Hasan is explaining how he's hiding his power level to funnel in normies into radicalization.
I think that in the short term, in order to combat against that, you have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda. You want America in the way that I feel about it, and if you want America to get out of the way.
Not an anchor baby. Both his parents were American. He just moved back and forth.
For
anchor babies, when they both had passports. That's it. You're American. And I got news for you Trumpers out there. He's probably going to lose in the Supreme Court.
Places with more revolutionary potential to do.
I think they probably need some kind of constitutional amendment to get rid of the even the anchor babies. That's just my opinion. I'm just a fucking idiot on YouTube, just like these guys, in fairness.
It would normally do. I think that, one thing you have to do is...
He's a paper. Well, then you could say that about my kid, too. Then couldn't you, Maxwell? Is he doesn't have the right to? My daughter, you going to take her passport away?
Is advocate for a lighter form while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond, social democratic ideas.
I just wanted to put emphasis on the exact point of the so-called radicalization funnel where, for example, Hassan and JT catch them while they're young, as they say, and then they start looking into this new idea, etc., and then
Who's that, Gadsad? Yeah. Yeah. I wonder how much he's like. This, you could probably say, yeah, Hassan's the first step. Putting on a vest.
Move forwards through the funnel, get more and more informed, get more and more radicalized. You do your part in the funnel for the cause or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're doing, in my modest opinion, a great thing for the cause.
Now listen to Hassan during our very first conversation lie to me about how he's a social democrat to hide his power level.
We should move towards a Sweden-style economy or a Norway-style economy, which would be a social democracy. You have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda. With robust social safety nets.
Cold radicalization funnel, catch them while they're young, as they say.
And protections for workers like higher unionization rates.
A lighter form while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond social democratic ideas.
Hell, he's proclaimed it loudly that he is a self-described propagandist.
I'm a propagandist.
Because he doesn't know what it means. That's the thing. It's like he's like the. I imagine there's like legitimate communists all around Europe and the United States that just go like this with the song all the time. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, no.
For the record,
I'm not calling
I'm
you
a propagandist.
that. I'm
I'm not calling you that. Piers Morgan's like, you just misspoke.
I'm just saying. I'm going to play you.
I'm saying I am.
Okay. Well, then
I'm saying
you're an idiot.
A propagandist is much more than someone with a bias. It's someone who knowingly lies to further their political agenda.
And then I had a terrifying vision. Had I been duped? Was Hassan presenting a Trojan horse to my community where he was just a left-leaning Democrat like myself, and as he said in the previous video, was funneling them into radicalization and turning them against me?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
I learned how much he hates liberals.
Dude, I hate liberals, dude. I hate them. I hate them so viciously.
Did he secretly despise me this whole time?
Get the bullet first.
I hate liberals so much.
That's what ACAP says. They get the bullet first, right? The liberals. Yes.
And sit next to me for 2 years and pretend to be my friend?
Dude, liberals are a burden on this planet, dude.
He hated you, liberal. He hated you because you were Jew. He hates. Love that slaughter. It was good. God damn. Ethan, you're stupid.
Liberals are the most scummy, vile, fucking.
Did he even really need to? He played Ethan, and Ethan had no idea who was sitting right next to him the whole time. Yeah. He didn't have to play him. He played himself. All this shit was out there.
Idiots, liberals, are incredibly stupid. I hate these petulant liberals, dumb fucking liberals.
What else is someone this sociopathic capable of?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
Was I being manipulated this whole time?
No, you're ignorant. You're very, very ignorant.
That was my fear anyway. Regardless of his true beliefs, that broke my trust in him, and I pretty much ended the show immediately. And I felt guilty for my participation in mainstreaming Hassan.
Good.
And for that, I apologize. I should have done more research, and I should have looked more deeply into who I was getting in bed with before they gave me chlamydia. Sorry, Hila. Over the past year since the show ended, I continue to watch Hassan platform, promote, and propagandize terrorist organizations. And every time it happened on Twitch, I would say, man, this time surely he went too far and someone's got to do something.
No,
but as the time went on, nothing happened, and his views got more and more radical,
Five more
and
to
more,
go.
more disturbing. I feel it's my
Why does it
obligation
sound like the Grinch
after
talking to
mainstreaming someone
Whoville?
like
Hate,
Hassan
hate.
to take this on. And so it was war. Nuclear war.
I stand before you following the footsteps of intellectual giants.
One thing we've
as
been hearing
nothing
for weeks.
but a simple man.
Now,
A simple man who understands
Joe
right
Rogan.
from wrong.
Yeah. You're an important, influential voice to a lot of people.
I'm an idiot, I'm a dumb, bimbo.
You are a himbo. Tommy, remember, he's still a communist. Don't get mystified by his liberal hatred and beautiful blue eyes. He has blue eyes? No, he doesn't.
What I'm talking about,
And there are some things.
I've gotten numb to criticism like this. It's not. It's as a matter of fact, I seek it out now because I make content out of it. I think it's funny and fun.
No, you don't. You don't think it's funny. You completely, you have an intellectual Napoleon complex. And maybe you should if you're trying to convince people you know something.
And there are baby settlers as well.
Can you just shut the fuck up, bloodthirsty, violent
That baby settlers comment might be the coldest thing I've ever heard. There's something out of Dr. Mangula's mouth.
It happens out of nowhere.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen. Where'd it go?
Thank you to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. ExpressVPN is an app that lets you change your location. Let's see what you can do with this power. Well, you can sign up for Netflix from a different country, but why would you want to do that?
I don't know. Typical capitalist trying to cash in on this stuff. What an evil man. Hold on, how the fuck do I get out of this? Go to Netflix. Alright, let's get back to the real stuff. Twitch.
To our program. Meanwhile, at Twitch HQ, the marketing team is strategizing on a new advertising vertical.
I'm pro-Jew and I'm pro-capitalism. I like Jews. Most of my doctors have been Jewish and really good at doing taxes. I appreciate that. And I appreciate those, like Jews I grew up with are like Long Island area. They weren't considered the toughest guys. But I met some Israeli guys too. They're like tough guys. I like them all. I do. I like the fact that there's some semblance of civilization in the Middle East.
Eager to
Now you.
Teddy, Andy Kaufman was Jewish, so you can't be all bad. That's right, he was. Long Islander, too.
He's such a great guy. No, you. Give it up for Hassan Piker.
Real quick trick. The kid who played Andy Kaufman also played Howard Stern in his movie. Yeah, he played young Howard Stern and young Andy Kaufman. Same kid.
Everybody, happy birthday, buddy. This dude can package anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism like nobody else. In fact, you guys got him on the front page. And he's doing terrorism for free. Basically, gentlemen and gentle ladies, Frogan, you look good today, girl.
Babe?
Girl, you look good. Great job on that Arab tier list. That was good. How much we get for that? Yo, you got 10 million from Qatar for that? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Twitch. Here's the thing, with help from people like Hassan, terror.
You know what you should have done? You should have pretended you were Jeff Bezos. You should have shaved your head or got one of those bald wigs and say, I really appreciate that. That's what I would have done.
Terrorism is like in the eyes of the beholder, right? They're not terrorists, they're, go ahead. Go ahead, he knows. freedom fighters, guys. We are fighting for freedom. What about?
Are they fighting freedom? As George Collins said.
The rapes and the murders? Don't mention that. What's wrong with you? And another one. The resistance isn't
not
perfect. Right?
I mean, like, the video's not bad and everything. I just can't get over, like, how you didn't know. I can't. I just, like, it's like, how much of an impact this is going to have, I have no idea. No idea. Because I can't look at it unbiasedly from the standpoint, it's just like, I can't feel bad for him. I'm sorry. Sorry, I got in bed with a fucking terrorist sympathizer. Sorry. He tricked me. Whoops.
Crack some eggs, man. Hasan, you know socialism didn't buy you that car.
If I knew that this is what communism would be in 2024, I wouldn't have bothered with this shit. Really. Abort is the symbol of the capitalist excess. What the fuck is he thinking? You guys actually believe this idiot is a socialist? Forget a religion. Hasan is the opiate of the mass.
Actually, to me, he's pretty consistent with being a socialist. It's fake. It's me, not for thee. I mean, and all you do is look at the Soviet Union. If you were in the, you were the rich class if you were in the government, and you were, a pauper if you weren't. The closest you are to it, the better you lived. I know that from my former relatives that were from East Germany. The closer you were to the government, the better you lived. No connection to it? Put a bicycle together, fuckface.
Straight to the gulag for anyone subbed to this idiot.
Where on the political spectrum Hasan sits? Take a look at a recent media analysis by Ad Fonte, which rated Hasan as the most extreme left-wing, untrustworthy media source on the internet. And to give you an idea, he is opposite of InfoWars. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Hasan loves all terrorists, but what I will say is that there isn't many he don't like. Let's start with our good friend Luffy here and his organization, the Houthis.
And yes, this is what it looks like. They are hiling Hitler.
The Houthis are an Islamic military group. They're known for their cruel measures, forcibly recruiting child soldiers, shelling civilian areas, and blocking food from entering.
It's fun to be a soldier. I was a soldier. I mean, kids love it. Who doesn't like to shoot a gun?
Already famine-ruined parts of Yemen. They've also set up landmines in agricultural spots, making the
I'll pick that tomato, fuckface.
fields virtually worthless. Women have virtually no rights, and homosexuality, of course, is punishable by death.
Horseshoe theory.
That lines up with leftist values.
Yeah.
Now, just how little rights do women in the Houthis' Yemen have? Well, according to this, there's been one.
Actually, it does. It's a means to an end. Ends to a means. A man. It's always about power. Anyway, and if you can get power by screaming about women being oppressed, great. If you can get power by oppressing women, great. It's always the power.
1,181 violations committed by Houthi rebels against women, including torture, rape, and murder. So, not great. The Houthis have a very wholesome flag, as you can see here. It says, translated, Allah Akbar, death to America, death to Israel, and a curse upon the Jews. And that's all of them, not just the ones in Israel. And of course, victory to Islam. I get amused when these terrorists are like, we hate Jews. We want to kill Jews. And then people like Hasan are like, you're fucking racist for saying that they just want to kill Jews and that they're terrorists, man.
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim.
You're not thinking deep enough about this topic.
No. My criticisms of the Houthis' slogan do not factor in to what they are doing. Of course, it is anti-Semitic, but contextualizing it matters. Yeah, it's really interesting because, like, that is such Western-focused propaganda.
Propaganda to read their... That's good. That's rich. It's propaganda to read what's on their flag and their mission.
Palestinian to arrive at anti-Semitic opinions, okay? They don't need to read Mein Kampf.
Oh, I almost forgot the most fun one. They brought back slavery.
Ansar Allah is doing what Luffy would do.
That lines up with leftist values. All right, so these guys are clearly...
Well, if you can ignore it and it gets you power, then it's okay.
...the bad guys. So my question is, how does Hasan cover such a genocidal, violent, misogynistic, homophobic, terroristic organization?
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical?
Sure.
These were the people that the Saudis were killing, by the way. Just so you know, these fucking musically gifted individuals.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I need the money, guys.
I'm gonna grab my food.
This guy, that guy's face is funny.
I'm so confused. What is this?
Why are you surprised? I mean, like... I refuse to believe that I mean, you guys remember the Iraq War. You guys remember the war in Afghanistan. You saw what caused it. Were the Americans lying? Is there not a problem in Islamic countries? This is, in some places, this is the fucking norm.
أصحاب الفخامة والمعالي واسألوا عن الحشود العسكري يوم سيطرنا على الخوبة بآلي ما نبالي بالهمر والمدفعية
That's right, my friend. Hasan just played straight-up terrorist propaganda without even being there to analyze it. Surely this must be against terms of service. Twitch does not allow content that depicts...
Yes, they do.
...glorifies, encourages, or supports terrorism or violent extremist actors. For example, displaying or linking terrorist or...
Depends if there's an article. It depends. It depends. Otherwise, it's okay.
...extremist propaganda, even for the purpose of denouncing such content. Denouncing? Okay, but what's the rule for endorsing it? Is that okay? The answer is yes.
Oh, so you can't have it on even if you're going to say this is crap. But this guy's saying it's great. Endorsing it. That's great.
As Hasan was never punished for this blatant violation of Twitch community guidelines. Got it. So denouncing terrorism is bad. Don't do that. Endorsing terrorism is good. Okay, got it, Twitch.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You're thinking the same thing I was thinking. As long as Dan Clancy's seeing out. Yeah, look, I don't think it's too much of a stretch to think that Dan Clancy loathes Jews. Why are you surprised?
This is a 3-minute video of... What do you mean a music video? When you said music video, I'm expecting like bad example. Chris Brown dancing, you know.
No. They do they do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you look? You think I made this?
This isn't music. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hassan.
No,
Soul very sorry. Hassan tucks his turkey neck for terrorists.
Kids, they do musicals about like their fucking like their actions all the time.
Hold on, guys, hold on. I've got this. Instead of terrorist propaganda, let's call it musicals.
They do musicals.
Instead of violent jihadists, let's call them musically talented people.
They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Guys, let's just use our brains. Fiddler on the Roof, Wicked, Alexander Hamilton, man. There's no reason
Black guy's as stupid as Ethan.
we can't put these Houthis on Broadway.
Well, they go, listen, you want to fucking bring a ship through here? We're going to take it. So that's exactly what the Houthis start doing. They start fucking sending in helicopters onto fucking ships. Bro, they fucking, look at this. They got the Palestinian flag that they painted under the helicopter.
He would be crying like a fucking Italian trying to draw a red card in Serie A if an American helicopter came in and smoked that motherfucker.
Yemen flag. They fucking overtake. They start overtaking the ships. And they're like, guess what, dog? No more trade to Israel. If you are sending ships into Israel, if you are owned by an Israeli subsidiary, if you're owned by an Israeli corporation, we're going to take over your ship. You cannot fucking use this trade route anymore. Guess what, bitch? It's our fucking territorial boundary, and we're going to enforce this until you stop doing genocide in Gaza.
So let's review his claims. His first claim is that the boat is headed for Israel. It's not. It's going from Turkey to India. The next claim is that it's owned by an Israeli company. It's not. It's being chartered by a Japanese company, and the boat's owners are registered in the Isle of Man. I'd like to remind everybody that
This probably means some shady shits there.
crew that's kidnapped in this video has been missing for over a year now with zero updates on their health, whereabouts, or anything.
I didn't know that. Is that true?
Okay, buddy.
I don't know how you can't say that Dan Clancy, if he has this knowledge, is it a foaming at the mouth anti-Semite if he was to allow this? After all the bullshit you've seen, after the fact that you cannot be a conservative voice or anything close to right of any extremist over there, I don't know how you can look at this and not come to the conclusion that they're pro-terrorism. Not even apologist, pro-terrorism. There's no other way than that scene. So the classic film Triumph of the Will is my favorite musical. I don't know how you can't come to that conclusion. These people have been missing. What do you think happened to them? I've seen pirate videos before. They usually throw the people in the water, take pot shots from the AKs. How much you want to bet that's what happened to them?
That lines up with leftist values. Hassan's third claim is that this attack happened in their territorial waters, which is also a lie. It happened in international waters. Hassan is lying for the
They probably went on that thing and they killed every man in that fucking boat. More than likely. What do you think, they're going to pop up some year? You think Trump's going to get him back? And he cuts a deal with Palestinian Authority? They're dead. They're dead. And Twitch sponsored this shit.
Houthis like he's being paid. And honestly, at this point, is he?
I'm a propagandist.
Well, no.
For the record.
I'm not calling
I'm a propagandist.
This is like a hostile. They're streaming this?
Yeah. They're flexing.
What? And they're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrence.
Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it is.
Okay, buddy.
I bet those baklavas were some of the last thing those men saw. They killed every man on that boat. Well, thank God women weren't on to see it.
At least society is going to start getting upset. They're going to be like, I can't get my treats. I can't get my...
Oh my God, you hit the doxing, Max. Oh my God, I must dox myself. I also must have another goal. Thank you so much. You have an hour to complete it. And I'm just going to write, do it.
Okay, buddy.
Stick around, and I will dox myself. Actually, with the doxing of myself, it's actually a really funny story, and it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. If you get this 10, I'll stop right there and then.
Amazon Prime deliveries. What the fuck is going
I
on?
dox myself.
I hate this. Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
I find it disturbing that Hassan thinks that a slowdown of imports is going to cause Jews to flee Israel. 80% of Israelis were born there and do not have citizenship anywhere else. So where do you want them to go, Hassan? Back to Poland or back to the Arab countries they were forced out of?
Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
By telling the Jews of Israel to go back where they came from, Hassan attempts to deny Jewish heritage in the Middle East. It characterizes them not as indigenous, but as white colonizers. This is despite the fact that 60% of Jews in Israel are actually native to the Middle East.
This is wild.
So these guys did all of this, right?
Well, you need somebody to have the second Holocaust. You need somebody so they can stay, and all the other ones got to go back to America.
They did all of this.
Is that their helicopter?
Yeah.
That looks like a legit helicopter.
It is a legit helicopter.
This is wild.
So they take it over. They take it over. They take it over. And they tell the people in the ship, it's usually like mostly Filipino people, Filipino crews.
Oh.
And they're like, all right, we got no problems with you, but you're coming with us. We're taking over the ship.
What an incredible way to characterize having a gun in your face. Hassan is asking us not to believe our own eyes as we watch terrorists hostilely kidnap the crew.
We got no problems with you, but you're coming with us. We're taking over the ship.
And once again, the crew is still MIA for over a year. Prisoners to a terrorist organization. But don't worry, guys. Hassan says they have no problem with them.
They're like, all right, we got no problems with you, but you're coming with us.
This is a 3-minute video of...
To be clear, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm probably not.
What do you do in music video? When you use a music video, I'm expecting like... are you being serious?
Hey, don't be making like that black guy stupid. So are you, Ethan.
I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hassan.
Exactly, Vega. Executed and thrown overboard. If I had to guess, they're probably thrown overboard and then executed. Because if you check some of these pirate videos out, that's what they do. You toss you over alive and then shoot you in the water. You have to duck as the boat drives away.
I bet Hassan's friend really appreciated being fed terrorist propaganda on camera. Let's see.
Oh, they did come. They did? Is that true? Oh, did he fuck this up? Really, agent, get that. If you come in, you can get in here. I want to, because I got to fix that if that's true. That's what Willie posted. That's a huge fuck up on Ethan's part. They were released. Exactly what I thought this would be. He had a pretty good run. That takes all the sting out of it. Well, good thing. I'm glad I was wrong. But let me tell you something. If that was true, what he said, and they hadn't found him in here, they were dead. Let me check that out. Hold on. I got to correct this for sure. Ethan is just getting information wrong in this video. Yeah, I knew it. The crew was released this year. Here they are. Well, thank God. Even though there isn't one. Let's go. Well, see, that's the thing. I hear a lot of bullshit about my friends like Nick and Willie. I knew they would judge us legitimately. I expect Nick to do the same thing. Wow. It's very possible he filmed this section. Okay, here's another. All right, let's double correct here. It's very possible they filmed this. They were released 8 days ago. Bad luck. Yeah, that's good. All right. Okay, fair enough. So it's not as big a fuck up. He gets a little 8. All right. Well, 8 days ago, didn't he put this bitch on hold? Oh, they released him because of, you can thank Trump. That's funny. So it might not be a mistake on Ethan's part. I'm shocked. Shocked they weren't killed. Absolutely blown away. Now, I guess I don't know shit about the military. I am generally shocked. Captain is missing? Somebody had to go. Wow. That would have been, to me, had this been true, I think that I was just about to say, fucking Hassan's in trouble. That's a big one. Because you remember, when you hear me, like I said, I had no idea they weren't. I just assumed they were returned. Held over a year. Yeah, January 23rd, 8 days ago. It's still got to be corrected. You can take the section out. Does he have a correction here? Negative. Let's see, 4026. Got an hour to go.
This is the music video, Hassan.
We got it. No corrections.
Friend really appreciated being fed up.
Let's kidnap it again and make Ethan's video more
Teddy
accurate.
donated $10. Let's kidnap them again to help make Ethan's video more accurate. They can take one for the team.
Look, I'll cut Ethan a little bit of a break if he didn't know. 8 days ago, I didn't hear about it. But you know what? See, this was a big deal to us in this community because it was part of the whole Houthi thing. But keeping those people for a fucking year in a boat that wasn't. Do we know that information's right? Was the boat not headed to Israel? Was it not Israeli? I mean, it still kept them for a year.
Terrorist propaganda on camera. Let's see what he had to say.
Because hell, even a couple days ago, I was hanging out with my buddy Hassan, and this guy unironically put a terrorist propaganda music video on, and then left the room.
Left the room.
Yeah, and I was just like,
and they come those terrorists claim his video.
The thing is, like,
I think it's a strike.
It's hilarious, you know. But at the same time, I'm like, what is going on here? This is wild to me.
Yeah.
But like, I just, and like, he was like, yo, they're such great dancers. Look how good.
My God.
I was like, okay.
Wait, is that how it works? If you watch like a politics TikTok, you get recommended Hassan right after? Is that how it works? Bro, he's all over this page. That's crazy.
Okay, buddy.
Click it.
Oh my God. Did they release those guys to fuck over the man in purple?
Dude, Hassan be saying some wild stuff, man. So I don't know if we can.
Here's another incident of Hassan enjoying some Houthi propaganda.
That should have been removed. He had enough time. Yeah, but it probably wasn't. He probably missed it. It's not that bad. It's not as bad as I initially thought. But it does show that he doesn't, like, what did I say? Like, you got to get Willie Mack. Like, if you had like a news team around you, hey, there's an update. We got to do this. And all you got to do is change it up until, January 23rd. These people were held captive, and that's it. He's been doing this for months. Yeah. Nah, it's definitely criticizable. It's not like totally, like, if they just got released an hour ago, I'd be like, whatever. I'm shocked they're alive. I am shocked they're alive. I can't believe they're alive. That's unbelievable.
Propaganda.
You are making me rich today. Thank you so much, Teddy. What do you need? What can I do for you? Doesn't Slasher bitch about the fucking army having a gaming team? Give me a free Palestine shirt. I have somebody else's shirt. I forget what it was. I'll tell them I get him one.
How can they not agree with the Houthis?
Might be Picklington. I forgot.
When this is the kind of music video that they're coming out with.
They got a beautiful voice too. Yeah, Israel been real
Like AI to me.
quiet since this drop, dude. The fucking mixtape.
Oh, Hassan, my sweet, naive friend. You say that Jews don't sing and dance like that? Then what the fuck do you call this? That's right, bitch. What the fuck you stepping on our shit?
Yeah, Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude. The fucking mixtape.
So very sorry. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 looks amazing, doesn't it? Yeah.
You got a beautiful voice too.
Do I have this? I thought I had the. Hold on a second. I want to see something. Did I not? Did I fuck this up? No, I have it on ultra low latency. I thought it was a little bit behind. My man.
Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude. Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got it.
Houthis been real quiet since this drop, dude.
Get fucked, terrorists.
Now we come to our sweet, beautiful, cute little TikTok twink. This hairless young man is the fantasy of every tween and twix and all the boys and girls on TikTok. He's cute. He's got a mustache. He's a freedom fighter. Beautiful eyes. They call him Timothée Chalamet because he's a Houthi.
Bro, are we about to have a Houthi rebel on stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean? Excuse me. Of course I'm about to have a... I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird. It's so weird. Motherfuckers want journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, why are you doing that? Bro, you are going to get banned? I think it would be ridiculous to do that.
Hassan now has the opportunity to express his journalistic chops, to get his boots on the ground and show us just how good of a reporter he can be.
I'm doing journalism, chat. Does he know what One Piece is?
He's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. Yes. I love you too, man.
Fucking hate anime.
Big time. Yeah.
I love you. I love you so much.
We're big fans of the Yemeni music videos. You can tell him that. I want to ask him about the knife. The knives are sick. What's up with the knives? You know, the curved knives.
If one of those knives comes out in front of you, it's not going back until it has blood on it.
Oh, okay. My bad. Well, I mean, I think it's cool, though. That's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
The crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate America and the U.S. government.
That's so funny. I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird. It's so weird. Motherfuckers want journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, why are you doing that? What do you mean? I'm just chilling. We're just having we're just vibing. Yeah, we're just vibing. We're vibing big time.
Hassan uncritically interviewed this kid for about an hour. It was the most brazen display of disgusting terrorist propaganda that I have maybe ever seen in Western media.
What has happened to, does he know what has happened to any of the crews? Like, I heard they...
Hassan almost asked a good question, but it's actually leading to the most obscene part of this interview.
He's saying he hasn't spent much time with Chinese people, but one of the captain was Chinese, and he did qat with them, and he danced some music with them, and he was vibing. So he likes him, yeah.
So, I mean, what... That's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
Ask yourself, why is he able to hang out with the captain and the crew of this pirated ship? Why would he even have access to that? Hassan knows why. Of course, he is a Houthi terrorist. Instead of challenging him and demanding more details about these kidnapped and missing people, he just runs defense for this guy, acting like he doesn't know why that would even happen.
He's saying that they win over the crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate America and the U.S. government.
That's so funny.
It is super funny, the idea of kidnapped crew members who are being forced probably
That hates the States, and he's making money hand over fucking fist.
gunpoint to do some death to Americas and maybe some curse upon the Jews. And frankly, the callous disregard for the well-being of the literal hostages is shocking even for somebody that loves terrorists.
That's so funny. Is there a KFC there? They're everywhere. I don't think there's a KFC in Yemen, dog.
He says they have.
I heard Hassan try to say that this upcoming content nuke was stalking. He was stalking me. I'm going to see if that works. It's like the old YouTube trick. You're stalking me.
Too.
Oh, they do have KFC in Yemen? That's crazy.
I don't know why they're so obsessed
Okay,
with
that's
me.
sick.
Is there a KFC in Yemen? No way, dude! Holy fuck! There's a KFC in Yemen! He's just like us!
Does he know what One Piece is?
What if he's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. That's fire. That's so fire. Oh my God. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
You guys all remember Luffy's flag, right? Now, I'm only halfway through that show, so maybe I just haven't come to it yet. But I do not remember Luffy's flag looking like this. Predictably, there was some blowback after this interview, and Hassan went immediately into damage control to rewrite history.
He said that he was just simply a Yemeni person and not a Houthi. Yeah, I mean, we don't even know if he's a Houthi or not. He's a teenager in Yemen.
We don't even know he's Houthi or not. Wow, he's such a liar.
The dude is neither a Houthi, nor a terrorist, nor a pirate, is not a Houthi rebel. They didn't fucking call him a Houthi either. You want to know why? Because he's not one. He's not a Houthi himself. He's not a...
Really is a propagandist. He's doing a good job there. Maybe he was telling the truth. I don't know. Maybe I was wrong.
Pirate, but... You know, I don't think he's not a pirate. He has reiterated the position that he is not a Houthi. Trust me, bro, I'm not Houthi. Be for real. You sucked him off the entire stream. Not even a Houthi militant or anything like that. When I interviewed the dude who they still to this day call a Houthi terrorist, Tim Houthi's not even a fucking Houthi. I thought he wasn't a Houthi because he's not. No, he was just some fucking Yemeni TikToker. Random fucking Yemeni teenager. Didn't you brand it as him being a Houthi interview, though? Bro,
Yes.
are we about to have a Houthi rebel on stream?
Yep.
Yes, brother. What do you mean?
Unbelievable.
All right, let's just take Hassan's word for it and assume, okay, this kid is not a Houthi rebel. He's just some ordinary Yemen teenager. Let's go ahead and take a look at his social media and see if that lines up.
All right, let's see here. Tel Aviv will burn in the coming hours. Ready for sacrifice and eager
Nice
for
kid.
martyrdom. Maybe he's talking about football?
Yeah, I know. His day's coming.
Is singing a song with the words, "Do you threaten us with what we are waiting for, son of a Jew?" Meaning of Houthi is a title, and it's not something to fear, but for the Jews. They are very afraid of this title. The execution we will carry out on all Zionists, with the lovely depiction of a man impaled through his asshole and out of his mouth with a pike. Or how Hassan
By the way, the Romanians came up with that from Count de la Cour.
likes to say it, a pike for a cut. Okay, why would he retweet this article called "Houthis Use Social Media to Boost Global Prominence and Support"? Israel falls. Wait for the new operation in Tel Aviv. The Jaffa drone, which no Israeli defense can stop. The ships we bombed and sank. I know the Red Arrow is supposed to be a cool military Hamas
plug.
thing. This is a butt plug. Just saying. To every Zionist, I will put this into your stomach. And let me state the obvious. Jew and Zionist is clearly interchangeable to this guy. Okay, but hating Jews doesn't make you a Houthi. Are you a soldier? Yes. That seems pretty definitive. You know what makes you a Houthi? Being a Houthi. At least one of the two of them is being honest about it.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. That's fire. And that's so fire. Oh my God. We think the Houthis is doing what Luffy would do. They're tweeting an image of a Jewish person on a pike. I don't understand why this problem can't be approached with nuance. Because he is a teenager in Yemen, dude.
Talk about the bigotry of low expectations. He's a kid in Yemen, dude.
What do you expect? Of course
He's a kid yet. He's a troop. That's what he is. And he can go out like other troops. There's no crime.
gonna want to put a pike through a Jew's asshole and through his mouth. That's just what kids in Yemen are like, man.
And also, what do you mean? It's just a person on a pike. There's no Jewish person on a pike on that photo, unless I saw something different.
Hasan claims this isn't even a Jewish person on the pike. How exactly is a naked, piked person supposed to look like a Jew for you, Hasan? You know what? You're right. Let me make it a little clearer for you. First, he needs a bigger nose, right, Hasan? Of course, he needs a yarmulke, the curly thing. Oh, look, Hasan, he dropped his dreidel. He must be Jewish for sure. Or, you know, you could just read what he wrote, you dumbass, liar, terrorist-loving propagandist piece of shit.
How about this? How about Hasan's a terrorist? A terrorist propagandist. Not an apologist, just a terrorist propagandist.
Shit.
This is why this entire conversation is fucking idiotic. It's not a Jewish person. He said this is, I think if...
No, it's Romanian. Those are the depictions of, fucking, what's his name? The guy, the Dracula. What was his fucking real name, though? I can't remember. It's escaping me. That's what that picture is. Yeah, Vlad the Impaler, yeah. That's what that depiction is.
Why am I held accountable for some random fucking 19-year-old in Yemen's...
Because you put him on and said he was a Houthi, and he was. That's why you're accountable for it.
Tweets. What is happening? How many steps removed are we from this?
Everybody say, thanks, Destiny. Thanks. There's another fucking genius.
Situation.
Zero?
Because he got I guess that genius got fooled too. Got fooled by Vosh, got fooled by this guy. There's Destiny, smartest guy on the internet.
Platformed him, do you not remember? Did the check not clear something? When faced with fair criticism for his coverage of the Houthi Luffy, he has a total melt.
Did Vlad, yeah, Vlad did impale the Turks. Probably is a Turk on the pike. Good point.
Down.
I fucking despise all of you, dude.
Vlad played both ends with the Christians and the Muslims. We're not, you know, he just wanted to kill motherfuckers.
I really do. I hate all of you. You successfully got me to talk about this, and my patience is like, my patience is running thin on this matter. The endless selfishness, the untapped well of American selfishness and American individualism is in full display. How is this the conversation that you want to have right now?
One of the most cynical methods Hasan deploys to sidestep any criticism is to deflect to the ongoing genocide in Gaza. I've seen him do this so many times. He frames it like you are selfish for trying to criticize him, no matter what the reason is, because there's a genocide happening, man. How can you criticize me at a time like this?
Claiming that I am, you know, too pro-Houthi. When someone is like, focusing on that while there's an active fucking ethnic cleansing campaign happening. He also apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life. In the middle of fucking talking about fucking genocide in Gaza, and this dumb fuck. Blow your nose, brother. Love you. Not trying to be mean. Just keep some tissue nearby and clear it out occasionally when needed. Much love. Fuck you, dude. My argument sucks? You think it justifies genocide? What are you, stupid? Everything that can be tangentially turned into like Jewish people are under attack is a decent way to just like drive discourse away from open genocide in Gaza. If your sole focus when Israel is doing a complete genocide in Gaza, if your sole focus revolves around that people are saying you're a Zionist, yeah, go fucking yell at streamers for not covering sufficiently the ongoing active genocide in Gaza instead of coming in here and fucking chirping at me.
It's quite a charge to just say I'm a stenographer of the Israeli government or I'm a propagandist. I don't think there's any evidence I'm either of those things. I'm curious who you think I am doing the propaganda for.
While we're having this conversation, 3,000 peers, while we're having this back and forth, 3,840 Palestinians have been ruthlessly slaughtered in the last incursion into Gaza. I feel like this is an incredibly...
Then why talk? Why do anything?
Selfish, self-centered conversation to have.
This technique is so powerful because everyone is afraid of being labeled as a genocide denier. Piers Morgan, with decades of experience...
I don't think it's a genocide. I don't think it's even close. I think it's a military action in an urban area. That's what I think. And even Ethan Klein fell for that shit. Jesus Christ. You think you would give a shit what was going on over there if your kid was at a concert? Well, I'm not Jewish, and I don't have any Jewish relatives. And I can't, like, I watched 3,000 people get killed in New York. I don't really give a shit. I don't know if there's any camps over there. It's a bombing campaign.
Immediately surrenders when the genocide card is pulled.
When you're just a fucking stenographer, you're not a truth teller.
He has every right to defend himself. And grow a pair, Pierce. Stand up for yourself, man. It's time to stop being intimidated by these online overnight activists who couldn't even point to Gaza on a map.
He's using them. He's using all those morons. This is like the modern Morton Downey Jr. show.
For October 7th. Like Hassan, for example.
Doesn't know where Yemen is? Okay, I'm gonna click close. I'm closing it. I'm closing it. I think nope. Got it.
How can you claim to actually care about this genocide when you're willing to so
He clicked on Iraq?
cynically
It's right below Turkey.
exploit it to sidestep any criticism?
I'm an American and I know fucking that.
What a bigot. Before we move on, Hassan has one final taste of idiocy for us all to enjoy.
Now this kid is like, I think he was like 19 at the time.
Clicked on Iraq and in the neighbor countries of Turkey.
When I talked to him.
Oh man, people call me a himbo.
Which means that for most of his life, he has withstood
Mexican,
genocide, right? Like he is a person whose only experience is like, it's literally like talking to fucking Anne Frank, basically. Okay, being able to talk to Anne Frank in real time.
If she had an AK.
To quote Anne Frank, I keep my ideals because in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart.
Yeah.
Anne Frank continues to inspire generations of people because in the face
How wrong she was.
of a genocide that eventually took her and her entire family's life, except for her dad, she refused to give in to hate, malice, and violence. And then,
better than me.
and there's this guy, who would have killed Anne Frank if he ever met her.
You might think this is a sweet, innocent girl. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys we are working on a new edition just for you, Hassan. You should hear about the time she went roaming the streets of Berlin at night with a knife, slitting the throats of families, including children, babies, and the elderly. She's killed children, you guys. She even rapes people. She's just like Luffy. There is no other way to describe this than...
That's pretty good.
terrorist propaganda. Not only is he platforming terrorist propaganda, right, uncritically, he's participating in it. He's enhancing it. He is not just a conduit. He is an active participant who is disseminating it to more and more people in a way more consumable form. This is extremely fucked up. But why should he care? Their flag doesn't say death to fucking Turks. It says curse upon the Jews. Hassan likes to obfuscate
the like button. Keep this channel alive. Well, thank you.
On this and says nobody cares when Sean Penn interviewed El Chapo.
Sean Penn literally interviewed El Chapo. Exactly, dude.
Nobody is saying you can't have difficult conversations with controversial people. You just have to ask them hard questions, guys. We know this. Now let's move on to everybody's favorite terrorist organization, our friends in the north. It's Hezbollah. Where do I even begin? Thousands of civilians have been killed globally from their terrorist acts, car bombs, and suicide attacks. They even assassinated the Lebanese prime minister. They've hijacked civilian airplanes. They've shot 15,000 rockets into civilian centers. And if you can imagine, that's not even the worst things they've done. They participated in the slaughter of over 500,000 Syrian civilians to help a dictator, Bashar Assad, stay in power. They indiscriminately
They call that a genocide?
bombed over civilian centers, and they killed hundreds of thousands of civilians in what can only be described as a genocide. They are a designated terrorist group by the US, by the EU, and, oh yeah, the entire Arab League, which gave them that status after their participation in the Syrian genocide. In short, nobody likes them. Well, there is one person.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
They are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well, like
I like what you like.
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just say.
This is Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah. According to Hasan Piker, this man is a brilliant freedom fighter. But before we get into that, let's see how he feels about Jewish people. Here are some choice quotes from Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah. According to Shaul Shai, Hassan Nasrallah said in a speech delivered in Beirut, "What do the Jews want? They want security and money. Throughout history, the Jews have been Allah's most cowardly and avaricious creatures. If you look all over the world, you will find no one more miserly or greedy than they are."
I don't have an issue with them.
If we search the entire world for a person more cowardly, despicable, weak, and feeble in psyche, mind, ideology, and religion, we would not find anyone like the Jew. Notice, I do not say Israeli.
I don't have an issue with them.
If Jews all gathered in Israel, it will save us the trouble of going after them worldwide. The history
Worldwide.
of Jews has...
So even if you surrender Israel, it's no good. So even if the Jews gave up, handed it over to all the Arabs, that wouldn't matter. Worldwide.
Dudes about like gay people, for example, and you immediately fucking resort to Orientalist perspectives, not realizing that these motherfuckers are better read than you by a million.
Well, if I read more, I could be more of a transphobe and a homophobe. Just gonna read some more. I get on Amazon, order some motherfucking books.
Okay. Like, it's not a broken clock situation. No, dude. Half of these dudes literally get educated in America and in the UK. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
The more you learn,
this is why it's Orientalist. To literally look at these dudes and go, oh no, they're fucking barbaric baboons, and like sometimes they get this shit right. No, dude, he knows. It's crazy. He's read more books than you could ever imagine. Knowledge. And also, ultimately, he is regarded as a pretty brilliant a person in terms of like everything that he's done. You might not agree with his methods. You might not agree with his attitude overall in terms of like, his social, his opinions on civil liberties and shit like that. But ultimately, this motherfucker has read a shit.
I wonder if these clowns are figuring out their home. Like a lot of these terrorist types are not too good with the gays. I wonder if that's a revelation.
Ton of books.
knowledge.
I feel I've shown you guys enough evidence that Hezbollah is an evil terrorist organization, but have you considered this?
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim. Okay? That's what you meant to say. What you meant to say is they're Muslim.
Oh.
So, of course, as they're Muslim, it's different.
If you're wondering why Hassan's audience is so radicalized, it's because of stuff like this.
Israel, America's greatest ally, the most important country in the world, the most moral nation, the most moral democracy on the planet, is ruthlessly and mercilessly bombing southern Lebanon, including southern Beirut.
What did Lebanon do?
They just kind of were there. They happen to be Israel's neighbor.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Even as someone who's critical of Israel, this retelling is fucking insane.
They just kind of were there.
Hezbollah started launching rockets into Israel hours after the October 7th raid began. They launched 12,000 rockets, killed nearly 100 people, including 12 children, and displaced 250,000 Israelis from northern Israel. That's what caused them to respond.
What did Lebanon do?
Shit. Why did he ask that? What do I say? Do I tell him the real reason? No, my audience will kill me for being a Zionist. Okay, let's try this. They just kind of were there. Hell yeah. Another slick political safe by boots on the ground, Hasan Piker. Damn, I'm good.
Even as a pro-Palestine activist, how does lying about this serve your agenda? All it does is further radicalize
He
people.
says he's a propagandist. Like, why is Hassan getting the benefit of the doubt from you? No, lefties always get the benefit of the doubt that they're not fucking homicidal maniacs. It really blows my mind. They got a bigger death count than the far right over multiple countries. Like, why do you think he's just saying, is Hassan just stupid? Or maybe, just maybe, I mean, he's definitely stupid, but I mean, that's because his presentation's stupid. But maybe he really believes this stuff. It's not like a stretch to say Yeah, he's pretty much okay with Jews being slaughtered.
People. It removes any nuance and it avoids any criticism for his team. And this is what continues to drive this conflict on forever. Hasan is dedicated to pleasing his radical audience, even at the price of knowingly lying to them for TikTok and Twitter likes.
I'm a propagandist.
Or he's being paid, which, you know, we can't rule out. What a pathetic propagandist piece of shit liar he is. And now, let's move to Hamas.
Dude, you know that meme of the hot guy saying something to a woman and her heart, and she has a heart, eyes, then an ugly guy. Then an ugly guy says the same thing, and the woman screams for human resources. That's Hasan with homophobia. Yeah, kind of.
The catalyst for this entire thing. They're the ones that committed this horrible act of terrorism, one of the worst the world has ever seen, on October 7th. They are without a doubt the most extreme of all of these terrorist organizations. They are Islamic jihadists that want to convert all of Israel into an Islamic state under Sharia law. That's their stated goal. Hamas has been on the designated terrorist
everywhere it can be as shitty as Palestine.
Group pretty much as long as there's been a group. These guys have been suicide bombing civilians before ISIS leaders were even born. They fired 50,000 rockets into civilian populations and performed over 100 suicide bombings, killing thousands of civilians. Women are restricted from participating in the workplace and public life. Homosexuality is outlawed, and in some cases, of course, punishable by death. They steal foreign aid from the people of Gaza and repurpose it for military use, or they just sell it back to them. For example, why are all the Hamas leaders billionaires?
And let's be real, these guys clearly are not skipping any meals. While the people of Gaza
Didn't some of these guys just get clipped recently?
Anguish and poverty, these fine gentlemen are living in multi-million-dollar penthouses in Qatar.
That lines up with leftist values. Or, well, they were billionaires. Because they're all dead.
No, that's what I thought.
They're all dead. Hamas is a bunch.
Tommy, half of your money's from me. I am your savior, Tommy. I am the reason you will eat dinner tomorrow. I am God. What can I do for you, Teddy? You definitely gave me a lot.
Bunch of psychopathic terrorists of the worst order. And nobody would be crazy enough to defend them.
Yeah, Teddy, if you want to request a show type or something like that, I'm willing to work with you. That is a lot of money. I do appreciate it. And your, I wish somebody would compete with you a little bit on your very based, very funny, funny donos.
No, is this Islam again? Hasan defended Hamas? Seriously? Okay.
We had to make last-minute changes to this part to prevent it from being age-restricted on YouTube. I cut out the footage from Hamas, and I will attempt to narrate it for you as best I can. In this scene, an older woman is walking hand in hand with a girl who looks about 12. And as they're getting in the back of the van, one of the terrorists gives them a wave goodbye and says goodbye to them in English.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
And the two of them smiling wave back.
That's crazy, dog. Dude. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. That actually, okay, that's too much. That's more than I expect. Bro, every time they're releasing hostages, the next wave, they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
These hostages are being released at gunpoint by the people who likely murdered their family in front of them before kidnapping them. Hasan peddling this narrative that they're sad to leave their captors is beyond disgusting.
The next wave, they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good.
It's plainly obvious these are traumatized victims who are scared for their life and doing what the terrorists are telling them to do in order to avoid any conflict on the way out. Oh, look at the sweet masked terror.
He's a fucking animal. I don't know. Jesus Christ.
Terrorist with his AK-47.
I told you already, they want a free Palestine t-shirt. Sons.
Nice. Did you guys see how he waves goodbye?
Dude, okay, I'm gonna be honest. This is some crazy PR. They look traumatized as fuck. Wait, what? Bro, they look like they're chilling.
This girl who had her foot blasted off on October 7th and then operated on without anesthesia or painkillers is so sorry to say goodbye to her captors. She's gonna miss their hospitality, like being raped and being watched showering and changing.
The next week they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
It's so obvious the terrorists are telling them what to do. Ethan, how can you say that? They look so happy. Keep waving. These morons forgot to...
I'm getting PTSD. It's okay to be a complete maniac Nazi equivalent as long as you're on the left. That's what bothers me. And that's, I don't blame it. It's societal. You're allowed to be as extreme as you want. And nobody does shit. So if I got PTSD for anything, it'd be that.
Cut out this part. Yes, that's a terrorist giving them an order to keep waving. And she does. See how fast she reacts? Totally not a fearful victim of terroristic kidnapping.
Being told what to do, and he's just unbelievable.
Anyone peddling this nonsense should be embarrassed and ashamed.
Jesus, should be investigated.
Pathetic can you get?
The next wave, they're going to be like, actually, I'm good. Bro, they look like they're chilling.
All right, the Houthis is one thing, but he's not going to turn on Hamas propaganda videos and watch it on stream. There's no way. Okay, it's getting hard to defend him. Freedom fighters, musical shit.
Here is a video that came out of how Hamas produces their own motherfucking sniper rifles.
He can hardly contain his admiration for them.
Produces their own motherfucking sniper rifles.
Let's see how long he can go without offering any commentary or analysis on this Hamas hype video.
Clinton donated $10.
I didn't get
Appraisal
fired.
went well. I didn't get fired. Hassan and Destiny are evil.
Well, they're evil. Right? They're evil. Just evil. Thank you, Pigmenton. Thank you for the support as well.
Is that COD?
I ate once on my stream. I got a bunch of shit from Chud. This guy. And I promise never to do that again. Promise.
1 minute, 36 seconds. Nice. He's taken his time to analyze and think. I expect nothing less from a journalist
Winter Gaming and AV still likes this guy. Yeah,
such as Hassan. Quiet, everybody.
A lot of anti-Semitism on the left. A lot of anti-Semitism. The way I see it too, the left-wing Jews, it's that scene in Schindler's List. They're not gonna kill us. They need us for war effort. Now they need your money. Yeah, kind of. They need your money. How many rich Jews are probably dumping money into fucking things that Hassan supports? It wouldn't shock me at all.
He's about to speak. He's gonna talk.
That's crazy.
He's done it again.
Crazy. This guy makes fun of drama tubers. Come on, man. Yo, it's crazy. The AV is the one that's on Ethan's stream.
We'll continue killing your soldiers by our locally manufactured snipers. Wow, there's a little message for the Americans out there as well. They're saying like artisanal snipers. So why am I showing you this?
Good question. Why are you showing us 2 minutes of uninterrupted Hamas propaganda? I'm sure he has a good answer.
The reason why I'm showing you this is because one thing that the Israeli maintenance of the apartheid has shown us is that there are no half measures on genocide. You either got to hit the full gen, okay? You can't do half genocide.
Why don't they carpet bomb? If that's true, why don't you just like literally? They have complete air superiority. Why just all you got to do is just sweep the place like a vacuum in a rug?
Wait
a minute, that's not happening.
Displacement and then continue maintaining an apartheid state and maintaining an occupation.
Why would you need an apartheid state if everybody's dead? Oh, wait.
Okay. Which is basically what America did back in the day when, you know, we were building America, Manifest Destiny, right?
Hold on. You showed this to us because of Manifest Destiny? The fuck are you talking about? This is just word salad. I mean, he's really saying nothing here. So he has no good reason. Got it.
Okay, fine. He likes Hamas. He watches their propaganda, but he's not going to...
For those who don't know, maybe Europeans, Manifest Destiny was an idea that the Americans, the settlers, would it was their destiny to populate the rest of the United States and make it one country. That ideology led to, I don't even know the numbers. I'm sure it's in the millions of Indians dead and displaced, which was a genocide.
Deny the violent rapes that took place. That is way beyond the pale.
There is one instance in captivity that we have actually gotten verifiable evidence on. Beyond that, the systematized mass rapes that Hamas dealt on October 7, not a single bit of that has been verified. And people still run with it over and over and over again.
It's so hard to believe they rape women. I just can't get
Many young people who are simply attending a music festival. Women were horribly raped. As I said then, I say today, Israel has a right to defend itself.
What rapes did Hezbollah do? Bro, what rapes did Hamas do? What are you talking about? The Stop Anti-Semitism account that considered me to be anti-Semite of the week has also been hallucinating rapes once again, doing rape fantasies once again, because they're fucking mentally ill.
Hamas has committed horrific acts of sexual violence and took
women and girls, men and boys slaughtered after enduring sexual violence. The deadliest day for the Jewish people.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So that's the other part.
Why do you get upset about it when damn president and vice president say it's happening? If it doesn't change anything, it doesn't matter.
Part of this problem that
somebody probably pinned him down in the chat.
Many people that can't contend with, like,
I can't believe how quickly leftists go from believe all women to pics or it didn't happen. The vast majority of people, if not all, who were raped were murdered on the spot, obviously.
Gam Goldstein Almog was kidnapped from her home on October 7th by Hamas terrorists and was held captive for 51 days. Though only 17 years old, she witnessed the murder of her father and sister on that day and is now speaking out about what she witnessed in Gaza as well in a new documentary by Sheryl Sandberg, Screams Before Silence. In new footage, Agam reveals that sexual assault and rape was a regular component of the
she's a liar. Big Zionist.
Life as a hostage in Gaza.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7.
Hasan, maybe you would like to call her a liar. Please, go right ahead.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7.
There are
I think there's a difference between me and you, Ethan. I think he'd actually do it, even after you said that.
Of testimonies from witnesses, most of who were in hiding and heard or saw it happen. And each week, there's more stories coming out. There's a UN report that concludes it happened.
Doesn't matter.
But Hasan needs a rape kit from a mutilated body. It's so vile.
500K_White_English_Girls donated $5. I refuse to believe any Muslim would rape.
To deny the suffering and trauma of the victims just because you need your heroes at Hamas to be perfect. This conflict will never end until people realize that Palestinian liberation and Israeli security are not mutually exclusive. You need both, and it can be done, but not while people like Hasan lie, propagandize, and incite hate. It's people like him, ironically, that prolong the conflict indefinitely. There's no space for conversation. There's no space for rational thought. There's no space for nuance. My position on Palestine is like 5 degrees off from where Hasan is. And to him and his community, I'm the devil. I'm a Nazi. It's delusional thinking, and it's destructive to their own cause.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. God forbid you throw up the fucking green Hamas banner. What is this?
And now, let's move on to our next terrorist organization, Twitch TV.
This is my favorite part.
Sinwar, Nasrallah, Dan Clancy.
I'm super proud that an Irish American is involved in this shit.
Of course, I'm being a little silly when I call Twitch a terrorist organization. It's only a megaphone for terrorist propaganda. Dan Clancy has been the CEO for a few years, and under his leadership, there's been a few notable instances, one being reducing the premium subscription split from 70-30 to 50-50. he reversed after backlash. He also attempted to ban the size of sponsored logos on stream to 3% of the size of the screen, was also reversed after backlash. So he's essentially achieved nothing. Oh, well, there.
Tommy, did Ethan use your laugh? Yeah. Wait a minute, did he? No. No, he didn't.
You throw up the fucking green Hamas banner.
What is this? And now let's move on to our next terrorist organization, Twitch TV. Sinwar, Nasrallah, Dan Clancy. Of course, I'm being a little silly when I call Twitch a terrorist organization. It's only a megaphone for terrorist propaganda. Dan Clancy has been the CEO for a few years, and under his leadership, there's been a few notable instances, one being reducing the premium subscription split from 70-30 to 50-50, which he reversed after backlash. He also attempted to ban the size of sponsored logos on stream to 3% of the size of the screen, was also reversed after backlash. So he's essentially achieved nothing. Oh, well, there is one thing. He actually laid off 900 employees. That one he did not take back. But here's where the trouble begins. He likes Hasan. He really likes Hasan. Let me read you an excerpt from a recent interview Dan did. Not a gamer himself, Clancy mostly watches musicians or talk shows on Twitch. He particularly enjoys leftist political commentator HASAN PIKER. I like the frankness and the bluntness. He's
Frank. And I especially likes when he says rotten shit about Jews.
comfortable saying whatever he believes.
Yeah.
Don't you think that might be part of the problem there, Danny boy?
No, he hates Jews as much as I do.
Matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
By speaking what he believes, he should be on Rumble with the other fringe radical political streamers. But no, not under Dan Clancy's watch. Dan has
he's left-wing, it's okay.
elevated him to the status of Twitch Golden Boy. And if you still have doubts, let this settle the matter. Just for clarity, Dan Clancy is the one filming and singing in this video.
Happy birthday to you.
What the fuck?
Happy birthday to you.
Bro, we're never beating the Hasan runs Twitch allegations after this. This is crazy. Oh my God.
Happy birthday, dear Hasan.
This is crazy.
I don't think I could be friends with somebody who like loves Hasan now. Like, oh, you like? Oh, that's the beginning of our relationship.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm cooked. I'm cooked.
Happy birthday from Twitch, Hasan. Happy birthday from Twitch.
I've been looking around and I genuinely...
I couldn't be friends with a graper either. A hardcore. Not somebody who watches. I could deal with that. But fucking believe in that shit? Ugh. It's too stupid. I'm stupid enough as it is. I don't need to be stupider.
I have never
I don't think that's even a word.
Seen another video like this anywhere, where Dan Clancy or any top executive forced all these poor sons of bitches during their lunch break to gather around in the crew room and sing happy birthday for Hasan Piker. How human.
Black people that work there? Is any people of color? Are they always pissing and moaning?
Humiliating is that? There's also a small issue of Dan being a total creep.
Want to explore clips?
That's very nice.
And now you have a clips feed. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed yesterday.
They had an
You click
agent.
there,
Well, it's computers. You have to have one.
and now you're in your stories feed. Okay?
Okay. That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's also...
They were all like chicks. Hey, what a shock. Hey, he's allowed to lie. He's allowed to look at pretty girls. Nothing will shock me less. Nothing will shock me less. He has a little wine with that Stein.
Okay? Okay? Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed.
Hey, anybody can look. I don't know why those would be the ones you'd show on to demonstrate, but look, nothing wrong with looking.
Yesterday. You click there. And now you're in your stories. Okay?
Okay.
Good looking broads.
That's very nice. That's also.
Okay. Oh, you're not banging any girl looks like that, Mad Max. Come on now.
Okay.
Yeah, remember you was talking to the girl that was playing music? Yeah, I remember that. We did something on that. It was funny. I'm not calling him a creep. I don't know that for a fact, but that is funny at very least. And he's like, you're allowed to look. You're allowed to look. I don't care. But you gotta wonder. It just looks awful for the guy that has so much power over them.
You know, Dan, I would have let this creep narrative go. If it didn't happen twice, roll it.
You want to see clips? Swipe this way and now the clips are, and that's not
First of all, it's gross enough you're a creep, but what an incompetent idiot you are. You're the CEO of Twitch and you
I don't like this idea that if you're an ugly old guy, you can't look at young girls. I don't like that narrative. I think that's unfair. I do think it's fair to be suspicious considering the power he has over those same exact girls. That's a little strange. And the fact that he's probably looking at that shit all the goddamn time and he's doing commercials to advertise and that's unbelievable.
You get caught with the fucking...
I know it's not the narrative, but it's what people get to take away from it.
You get caught with the girlies on your homepage.
The fact that he's their boy, that's just weird. Like, you'd figure, like, listen, even if you're looking at those chicks, if you're looking at those girls, that's fine. It's kind of what they're there for. That's fine. But you would think, like, hey, I got to clean this thing up before I demonstrate this to be a little more diverse, like some fat nerds or something.
Twice? Bro, come on, dude. You got what?
Yeah, it's not when he has the power dynamic. No, there is legitimate one here. It's not, some bullshit one. Yeah, he's their boss. A lot of people used to use a power dynamic and fucking some cat caller down the street. There's no power dynamic there. This one's legit. It's so clear cut.
Life, man. Got daughters.
Get somebody else's phone then not too much work.
We don't need to know about this. Don't want that in my head, bro. It's also a little bit disturbing considering, he's these people's bosses.
Okay.
All right, so he's incompetent. He's a creep. He's protecting terrorist propagandists. So what's up? So what's the big deal with Dan Clancy? Well, what happened next is what really made me realize how corrupted and rotten Twitch is to the very core of the organization. First, let me introduce you to Frogan.
Why don't you go take a trip to Home Depot and buy some rope?
She's one of Hasan's main
she's a wonderful woman, huh?
Moderators. She's leading great discourse like Ethan's Islamophobic for saying, don't kill civilians. She has zero talent. She has 100 concurrent viewers, but somehow she's always on the homepage. She's winning awards. Nobody's watching her. Nobody cares. Why is she relevant? We don't know. It's important.
She only holds 100? I don't believe that. Really?
For me to show you guys what an actual horrible person Frogan is, so that you can see who Twitch is elevating. So let's start with this clip. Ludwig, a large streamer on Twitch,
I'm a moron,
donated $10,000 to the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. That's a wonderful thing to do, right? No, not good enough.
Probably bought guns.
For Frogan.
I find ultimately, like, if I were to do a charity thing where the charity thing relies on your donations, it should be something where, like, 95% of people feel good and are down for it. And, like, ultimately, regardless of what you think, that is not the situation here.
That's also like the children's. All I hear is, Irish bar in New York. Hey there. How about you put some money in the cup for the children of Belfast? Now. That's all I think. It goes to the guns. It goes to the guns.
So I personally donated $10K.
Because I think it is worthwhile. And if you guys got some extra bread, I would recommend you donate.
You got a Houthi rebel. You got the Houthi guy like MBG's.
But I won't throw it on you. You know what I mean? No thanks. And some people are gonna say that. You know what I mean? That's why it's the difference.
This is a cracker take.
Between like, hey, I can put my money where my mouth is, but I don't need to put your money there.
Dude, you know what? I agree with Frogan. Fuck that guy.
I don't need to enter a fucking
God,
debate.
I see again. Never good enough.
Take. I know Arabs are dying, but you know.
Yeah, she's upset she didn't get the gun.
I'm not gonna tell you to donate.
10 grand.
Do whatever you want. Me, I donated $10,000, but I'm not gonna promote it. Just don't say you donated $10,000 then. Look, if you're not actively believing, if you don't believe in the cause, and if you're not against genocide at this point, like, keep your fucking money. Keep your $10,000. Keep your little chump change.
Keep your money. It's going in the wrong
like,
place.
what do you want to do? You want me to say like, congratulations?
Maybe that thing is actually helping kids, and I was wrong, and that's what she's upset about.
Imagine being Frogan, a leftist living in LA in comfort, begging for her rent money on stream, and telling displaced and famished Palestinian children, no kids, you need to give that $10,000 back. Ludwig didn't pass my purity test.
Keep your fucking money.
But wait, there's more.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Who fuck?
Why should I have pity for the people of Palestine? Look at the genocide. Yeah. So was Dresden. So was London.
And who? I hope you get PTSD. Oh my god, I want my fucking Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you. I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
This clip obviously made the rounds on social media and rightfully outraged a lot of people. Here's how she responded the next day.
I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
Miss Mia Khalifa, yeah. Wow, what a monster.
And they posted it in my head. I'm like, base?
What a monster.
Based? Like, am I supposed to be like, I'm not walking back on it. I still fucking agree with it. Base?
The smug defiance Frogan is showing is only because she knows that Twitch will do nothing to moderate her, despite veterans being classified as a protected group in Twitch's own community guidelines.
Not anymore. Wrong veterans. That's for the Houthis.
Wait, there's more.
Okay, 6250, 9/11 baking stream with Raf and Capri. If we get to this goal by 9/11, Capri, Raf, and I will make the Twin Towers out of a stacked cake, and we'll make an airplane, and we'll recreate 9/11.
This tweet was the final straw for me. You'll notice the date is October 7th, 2023, the morning of
Again, 3,000 Americans killed. Why? These are people why we like cry about genocide, which is pretty much a typical bombing operation in a dense area.
Occur at 5:30 a.m. Pacific time.
Unbelievable.
At this moment, Hamas militants had infiltrated.
You're gonna guilt me. Hasan's gonna guilt me. You're gonna scream genocide over again. You're gonna guilt me. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, look. You picked a fight. Fight back. They're all celebrating October 7th, and then they've been crying ever since. The ultimate Italian soccer player move.
At a music festival and several kibbutzim, where they began their wanton slaying of civilians. Here's what she tweeted. Leftists preach and foam at the mouth.
You know who's probably going to bring an end to this thing is Donald Trump. That's the best part. If it does get stopped, it's probably going to be because of his foreign policy. Which, by the way, I hope it does. I'm tired of hearing about people getting killed over there. It's horrible. I don't want to undercut it, but don't give me this genocide horse shit. It's a fight you wanted. It's a fight you got.
Mouth at the thought.
Awful. All those people that suffer over there, but they're suffering because of the terrorists. So, and then you love to see me dead. You laugh. You goof on It wasn't like 9/11 was 1,000 years ago. You know what I mean? You hate me, and I have more sympathy for those Palestinians than you have for everybody else. I feel awful for those people, but to a point, the people they let in power allowed them to get attacked by starting the fight.
A revolution happening in America, but as soon as it happens in the Middle East,
Michael's bad PTSD, right? I hate it. I fucking say maybe more than I should. No, don't hate her. No, you didn't become one of her. You become her then, you know?
what they're doing is wrong. It's not what she said, it's when she said it. While she's on Twitter celebrating, I was listening to the local news in Israel. Families were calling into news stations begging for help. Let me show you what I mean.
איפה אתם? יואו, ממי, צריכים מיקום. תתחברו, תמצאו מקום, תתחברו. אבל אני אוהבת אותך, אנחנו בתוך הלחם. אי אפשר לצאת. אני יוצא לכיוון שלכם עכשיו, צריכים מיקום. אני בא, ממי, צריכים מיקום, אלוהים.
The morning of October 7th, Israelis were listening to calls like this all morning long. Dozens of them. Imagine reading this tweet after listening to this.
Imagine thinking a person that would joke around 9/11, joke around on PTSD like that, would give a fiddler's fuck. Imagine a person doing that, screaming at you for not caring about genocide. Can you imagine that? These are people, they laugh at this shit, they think this shit's great, and they sit there and like, you're a bad person because you're okay with genocide. That's unbelievable that anybody could even say that.
This woman should have moved.
And let me tell you something. I want that shit to stop over there. I want to see stuff. I don't want kids to get killed. I don't want any Palestinian kids getting killed whatsoever. None. Zero. Zip. Nothing. Let me make that abundantly clear. I hope it stops. But I know when you pick a fight, you might get Dresden. Germans know. English got into it with the Germans and they bombed London. And I fail to see how anybody this cruel, this openly cruel, demands your sympathy and empathy. It's mind-blowing.
Done years ago to another profession, but for some reason Twitch is obsessed with keeping her on life support. And instead of moderating her, they actually gave her an award, Together for Legendary Woman, in which she would get front page placement all year long. This is actually my favorite detail about Frogan. She won a Rising Star Award
2 years in a row,
at
right?
the Streamer Award, an award show put on by her friends. And then the next year, guys, she gets nominated for Rising Star again. Are they fucking with her? You can't be Rising Star
great,
twice.
yeah.
It's up or it's down, man.
Rookie of the year.
You were never up. That was the problem. They tried to pretend like you were up, but you were always down. Rising Star twice. What's this, fucking Mario Kart? You hit a boost up there or some shit? Because Frogan...
Is it true that she only holds 100? I have trouble believing that. I can't believe that's true.
Is the two-time Rising...
That much press she gets?
Star champ, and because of her massive viewership of 100 concurrent viewers...
You're kidding me.
It only makes sense that Twitch would give her one of the main stages at TwitchCon to do a 45-minute long segment. Her idea that was Twitch approved, an Arab to Jew racial tier list. So the premise is who can say Habibi, an Arabic word of affection like baby or sweetheart. And this tier list determines who can say it. Top and most desirable tier is Arab. And at the bottom, the worst one is, quote, loves
Sabra. Now, why does Love Sabra equate to Jews? Sabra is a well-known Israeli company that makes hummus. They've been on the divestment list for many, many years, so the activists are well aware of their status. Oh yeah, and Sabra literally means a Jew that was born in Israel.
It also plays up an anti-Semitic trope that denies Jewish identity in the Middle East.
I think, you know what this video might have done? Probably unintentionally, because there's not a lot of fucking sympathy to Israel in this. And there's not, but I wonder if there's a lot of people watching this and said, you know what? I was kind of on the fence for this shit. Fuck them. I'm for Israel. I really wonder. And he's not like, puts Israel this, Israel that. He's just saying that these people have absolutely no fucking empathy whatsoever for their fellow man. None. Zero. Zip. So what happens when you have no fellow empathy for your fellow man? You might return the favor. It is really, I wonder if this, like, people watching this, like, you know, I've been kind of like, you know, I understand that, you know, I'm sympathetic of the Palestinian plight, maybe legitimately too. And then they say to themselves, but who are these people supporting the Palestinians? Who are these people? They're as bad as the Israelis, according to them, you know?
There's this idea that Israelis are all white colonizers who are stealing the culture and identity of Arabs to make it seem like they belong there. Watch Frogan and her co-host accuse...
I have never been more sure how necessary a Jewish state is than I am right now. Where are they going to go? We'll come to Germany? We have all sorts of racial incidents. The few Jews that are left are savagely attacked by Arab gangs all the time. You know, you saw what happened in the Netherlands. And some of that was soccer hooliganism. So, but you know what they like to leave out is they like, and some of those Maccabi Haifa fans are garbage, and they're typical. There were Arab gangs looking at the street asking for people's passports. That means they were looking for Jews, not just fucking Maccabi Haifa fans. That was kind of left out.
Israelis of culturally appropriating Arab culture.
The one thing that's like funny is that there's two types of like genocide, right? There's like genocide of real people, and then there's like cultural genocide, right? Like this is fucking funny. But like, those motherfuckers
I'll
trying
take
to
the culture one of the real shit.
take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra and make that like the staple hummus of America, insane.
It's super offensive to us. And like that's actual like cultural appropriation. Like people get mad when someone has like dreadlocks and they call that culture. I'm like, come on,
they're idiots too.
It's just like a hairdo. Like it's okay. People like white people are allowed to have dreadlocks if they want dreadlocks. But like actually trying to claim our food, our desserts.
Just one question for you guys.
Who the fuck do you think is making the hummus in Israel? Martha Stewart? No, it's the same fucking Arabic-speaking Jews that you kicked out in the 1950s. Yes, they also like hummus, and they like all the same shit you do. Because they are you. They're from your country. You kicked them all out, and now you're accusing them of stealing your culture. You want to talk about cultural genocide? Well...
Yeah, you know, if they handed that company over to the Palestinians, they'd probably run into the fucking ground.
Here it is. You racist piece of shit.
Those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Hey, scumbag, here's a hummus place we used to eat at. The chef is from Yemen. Here's another dude from Syria. Does this dude look like a white colonizer to you? Would you like to tell him he's stealing your culture? Well, this is what most Israelis look like.
Yeah, but I hate Jews so much. I can't stand them even when they employ people.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra.
This is casual bigotry being passed around like a leftist talking point. It's exactly what people are saying, that anti-Semitism is coming mostly from the left. And yes, I know this dipshit is also Jewish. Incredible. He picked up so many...
It don't surprise me. I watched Schindler's List. The most amazing line in that film. They knew this for the war effort. They wouldn't dare kill us.
Tokens, he actually became one. And by the way, everybody on this panel is looking pretty fucking white themselves. So bearing all of this in mind, it's really not a stretch to say that the Love Sabra bracket is a dog whistle for Israelis or Jews.
It's not a dog whistle. It's right out there for you. A dog whistle you can't hear. They're saying it. It's right in front of you. Maybe that's why you couldn't figure out HASAN. Hassan was too much of a dog whistle when he was saying Americans deserve what they got. That was too much of a dog whistle.
Next person is one of my favorite people, Ethan Klein.
I told you guys to clap.
This is a good reaction.
That was a good one. That's good. All right. Turn that up. Turn giraffes.
We all know where this is going.
You guys are missing a category for Zionist. That was a joke. That was just a
No, it's there.
joke in my.
Stanums.
Chevron, Samsung, Capcom. Oh boy.
Well, obviously it's Love Sabra, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
That's easy. That's definitely Love Sabra.
She apparently consulted with the head of the KKK, and he told her more subtle. So if it wasn't obvious enough, they pulled me, one of the best-known Jewish creators, and immediately put me in Sabra. Hassan, by the way, who's Turkish, not Arab, is Arab. That's the good one. That's the good one.
Yeah.
The Arab ethnicity is S tier. Then Denham's jokes that we don't have a category low enough for Zionists, once again calling out my Jewish identity.
Dude, where's the? You guys are missing a category for Zionist.
I still haven't forgot that he pretended like he got fooled by Hassan. I still haven't forgot that, and I will never forget that.
And if it isn't about being Jewish,
why would they put Ben Shapiro in the thumbnail?
One of the other most prominent Jews on YouTube, in the category next to me, when he's not even featured in the game. Who's next down there? Anne Frank? Einstein? Seth Rogen? Schindler? Well, he wasn't Jewish, but they would put him down there, let's be real.
It also doesn't help the case that both my wife and Ben Shapiro's wife were born in Israel, which would make them Sabras. So love Sabra, literally in this case, means Jew lover. That's
You think Klein's sticking up for Ben Shapiro? Anybody find that a bit funny?
Sounds pretty racist. And what about the title? How Arab are these Twitch streamers? Hold on a minute. I thought this was about hummus. You know, I'm tired of these people gaslighting me. Haven't the Jews been gassed enough? So you're telling me you understand what a microaggression is, but you can't understand why a Jewish man might be uncomfortable with this. I feel like this is
Uncomfortable? You should be outraged.
indefensible, blatant, obvious anti-Semitism, and this was greenlit by Twitch to appear on their main stage. How is that even possible? Right in front of their sponsors.
Yeah, it's easy. Dan Clancy's an anti-Semite.
Too.
This is not a dog whistle. This is right out in front of your face. This isn't even in Elon Musk, my heart goes out to you. This is right there, man. This is a straight up Nazi salute.
Chevron, Capcom, and Samsung.
Yeah.
This racial tier list was brought to you by our sponsors, Chevron, Capcom, and Samsung. This is an example
nice TVs.
of Twitch management elevating a racist nobody like Frogan at the detriment of their own company's well-being. Why?
After the predictable controversy this caused, Dan Clancy, the CEO, went live for the first time after 2 weeks and did an FAQ.
It's exciting to be here. Mary, thanks for having me. It's
I
always
will be doxing myself. Stick around. We're almost done.
enjoyed to do this with you. And we have a lot to talk about. And, looking forward to questions.
Let's take a look at some of the questions they got. This person asked, do you plan on addressing the anti-Semitism problem? Dan's response, permanent ban. Why do you not ban?
It's not a dog whistle. It's not a dog whistle. I mean, I could have started like if you started calling them names or something.
And streamers that show terrorist propaganda on your website. Good question. Permanent ban. Do you care to comment about the ADL and anti-Semitism on Twitch? Ban.
Why the fuck is the CEO banning people for asking reasonable questions about a relevant controversy they've been in? What the fuck is this? These are not even written like in a mean way. You are banned, just like the entire country of Israel. It had just been discovered around the same time as this Arab tier list that Twitch had secretly,
it's getting to be a little coincidental,
anywhere, banned the entire country of Israel from.
Winter Gaming, who sends some outrageous stuff once in a while, these are legit Nazis. Is it really that far off?
Creating new accounts. This was enacted right after October 7th, and it continued on for a year. And if you're wondering how you didn't hear about it before, it's not because the Israelis weren't talking. Here's the top Israeli streamer's video about it,
which is entitled, Twitch does not want Jews on their platform. He explains that they slowly started to realize no accounts could be made, and him and his fellow Israeli streamers
to yell more like Speed.
Were causing a lot of noise to get noticed, but Twitch completely ignored them for 5 months. When he created a support ticket with Twitch, it was straight up deleted with zero explanation. Around the end of the year, when people started talking about anti-Semitism on Twitch, Dan Saltman discovered the Israel ban when he was sent the code.
Whoa, breaking news. Airplane just crashed in a neighborhood of Philadelphia. This might have been a terrorist attack.
Proving the block happened, presumably from someone who worked.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know why I go to the Drudge Report. Talk about another self-hating Jew.
Works at Twitch, and it could no longer be ignored. Israeli and American media started to pick up.
I hope you made a mistake.
The story, which finally forced Twitch to
Rosie, you out there?
Respond. He also explains the block started on October 13th, which happens to be Global Jihad Day, when Islamic terrorists call on others globally to act, which he thinks is an odd coincidence. They were never notified in any way, and it greatly affected their business. He says he doesn't feel safe with Dan Clancy in power, as he feels he can no longer trust him.
When Israelis try to sign up, it gives you a generic error message. It doesn't say anything that suggests that you're... So, when one of these guys wrote to Twitch customer service, this is what they said. I am really sorry that you are having issues creating an account. We have reviewed your case thoroughly and can confirm that, unfortunately, you are not eligible to create a Twitch account. As a result, we will be closing your case at this time.
Under the new increased scrutiny, Dan Clancy panicked and posted 2 terrible explanations on Twitter that were immediately community noted.
How can Twitch say on one hand that they've reviewed the case thoroughly, and then on the other hand say it was an accident and they didn't know? This is all very fishy.
A big media company like Twitch doesn't realize that their new account signups from Israel has completely flatlined? You're telling me that you guys didn't notice that? That's impossible. Then, at the same time, it was announced that Sneeko, Fresh and Fit, and the little Houthi twink terrorists were all unbanned and they could stream again on Twitch. This is like the holy trinity of anti-Semitism.
So guys, yeah, we're back on Twitch.
I see you, Rosie. Yeah, find out.
Welcome. I know we had gotten banned or whatever, or we got suspended, but I went ahead and appealed it, and we're back in the house, man. So for all the haters out there that were like, you know, oh yeah, they got banned on Twitch. Hey, be mad. Be mad, guys, because we are back in the house. They can't stop us.
They did stop them an hour later. All 3 of the accounts were eventually rebanned. But the decision to unban those 3 creators at that exact time, and being 3 of the best known anti-Semites on the internet, seems to clearly be trying to send a message.
And then it was discovered that Twitch's head of policy and community guidelines was previously fired from her job publicly by the British government. Why? She does not like the Jews.
That's right. Their head of trust and safety was previously suspended from her job at...
This is why DI. This is why Trump needs to absolutely destroy DI.
Ofcom for being too anti-Zionist.
And guess where her very next job was at? That's right, Twitch TV.
Apparently she was posting pro-Hamas tweets only mere days after October 7th happened.
That's so interesting. It sounds just like someone else we know. It's almost like supporting terrorists is institutional. Hell, it might even be a prerequisite.
Take a look at this tweet from Twitch's senior manager of inclusive marketing, Bridget Chermating, on October 12th. People are posting screenshots of them donating to Israel relief funds. Shake my head, y'all are truly rooting for the oppressor. Read a damn book. This tweet was made only 5 days after the October 7th massacre. The donations she's criticizing would go to families like this, if they were still alive. This entire family was murdered in cold blood by Hamas terrorists on October 7th. Bridget, who did these little girls oppress? How can you act so...
Well, babies can be oppressors.
high and mighty for your cause and be
maybe because their cause is evil. Maybe, just maybe, there are some people on the left that are no different than Nazis. Maybe there are parts of the left, like the right, that are authoritarian and oppressive themselves and hate certain races and religions. Maybe. Maybe it's not that much of a freak. Maybe it's not a few isolated things. Maybe it's a fucking problem.
so callous and inhuman for the innocents on the other side. This statement was made by the senior manager for inclusive marketing. Is that some kind of joke? Is this what inclusion looks like at Twitch?
Is it really crazy at this point, after all this, to say that Twitch has an anti-Semitism problem? I think it would be harder at this point to argue the opposite.
Oh, Bridget, one more thing. Sorry, I forgot. Can you tell me the answer to this riddle? What's the difference between a Boy Scout and a Jewish kid? I'm standing by. Let us know. And yes, it's true. I should point out this tweet is from 2011. This one, however, is from 22. Sarah Silverman tweeted out, Kanye threatened the Jews yesterday on Twitter and it's not even trending. Why do mostly only Jews speak up against Jewish hate? The silence is so loud. Bridget said, this was the energy I was around when I worked with two Jewish women in social impact who were both senior to me. She's trying to make Sarah Silverman seem like some kind of Jewish Karen for caring about anti-Semitism.
Go figure.
I wouldn't really care
Maybe they're anti-Semites.
About any of this. If she wasn't the head of fucking diversity at Twitch, what
and that's
the
why
fuck
DI needs to go, because it's racist.
is happening here? This is insane.
So with people like her deciding what is and isn't okay on Twitch, there's no surprise that you end up with these extraordinarily uneven enforcements of the rules.
Take, for example, this clip of the streamer Destiny. He was permanently
He's having a rough week. Come on now.
banned for what he said here.
It's that community is never worth engaging with. There's just no point in doing it. Like, it's too, the risk of me like ending up getting like permabanned and my life destroyed because of these like inbred fucking disgusting losers is like, it's just not worth it. It's just totally not worth it.
And okay, you know, fair enough. If you're going to be consistent with the enforcement, then, you know, let's have a friend.
Liberals are off though. Well, good liberals, ones that walk the line, stay in the plantation.
Friendly place, a safe environment. It's calling a minority group inbred.
Keep running your mouth. Your genocidal tendencies are showing. Yeah, that's the thing. Hey, guess what? I'm pointing out the genocidal tendencies of the other side. I'm sorry you can't deal with it, Ryan. Deal with it. Cope, seethe, bitch.
Which results in a permanent ban. Okay. Okay, has anyone else done that?
The Jewish KKK brigades out there, just a bunch of fucking inbred hicks. Imagine the most inbred white supremacist guy you can imagine, okay? Every week there was another
yeah, they sound a lot like you guys.
fucking psychopathic settler.
Oh, he's saying psychopathic. He's using genocide to kill people and then supporting genocidal maniacs. Okay.
Inbred fucking douchebag. Oh, these inbred fucking douchebags in the background, dude. A nation entirely comprised of messianic, inbred, ultra-orthodox psychopaths that these inbred don't understand. Educated, inbred, fundamentalist hicks.
Calling us in the middle of campus, calling us inbred, that we have no culture.
I wonder where they get that from.
$15. Thankfully, day is already dissipating as we speak.
Yeah, I know.
People over here are tweaking LOL. They're just now learning day implementation was
To improve the ESG score, and corporations don't care about their sexual presence or race.
One of them grabbed my friend's Israeli flag in the middle of campus, carried it to a mob by the gate that were communicating with the angry mobs outside of campus.
Untrained, inbred asses shipped into southern Lebanon, telling us that we are all inbred and that we have no culture.
You want to see clips?
But genocide, I can't think that's crazy because genocide. I can't think that guy's nuts because genocide.
Inbred.
But genocide. You're making him look bad. Genocide.
Inbred.
Happy birthday from Twitch, Hassan.
The clips are, and that's not necessarily the algorithm.
اسألوا أصحاب الفخامة والمعالي واسألوا عن الحشد العسكري.
Hasan, a non-Jewish person, is referring to Jews as inbred consistently throughout his career.
Inbred, ultra-Orthodox.
Just admit, why would I make your argument, your stupid argument, easier? Because that's the only way you can win it. I hate Arabs. I hate people who work my team that are Arabs.
Psychopaths.
Zero punishment. Hasan.
I hate you, Walt. I hope you have a terrible time in England.
Interviewing a Houthi pirate.
The Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Zero punishment.
Just admit you're a terrorist sympathizer that hates Jews. You're a fucking dummy, Ryan.
Watching terrorist propaganda with zero critical commentary.
They do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Zero punishment. Hasan threatening a sitting congressperson. This one actually blew my mind. When I saw
I don't know how he got away with that either.
He tweeted that. I said, he's done after this for sure.
No, I thought so
for
too.
Sure.
I thought he would get nothing. For the Biden administration, the guy you voted for.
Those that may not recognize this weapon, I'll explain.
Yes, you do. You hate Jewish people. You're a terrorist sympathizer. How do you like that? Oh, you don't like that? Oh, I'm sorry.
Shinzo Abe is a former Japanese prime minister. He served from 2012 to 2020. He was assassinated in July of 22 in a stunning fashion that left the Japanese public horrified. He was killed with a makeshift weapon that the shooter had built himself at home. So when Hasan saw this tweet that he didn't like, he posted the schematics in what can only be presumed as an invitation to someone in his fan base to build this weapon and then assassinate this sitting congressperson who wrote a tweet he did not like. I genuinely do not know how he didn't land himself in prison for making terroristic threats.
Zero punishment.
Let the streets soak in their fucking...
I participate in the Arab Voices for Peace. The Arabs that think this conflict is absolutely outrageous, and are against October 7th.
And capitalist blood.
And this isn't just a Hasan problem. It underscores a disturbing trend among leftists on Twitch. The problem is, if you can believe it, these people are frequently making death threats and facing zero consequence. I know it sounds far-fetched, but I assure you it's very real.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear.
Bro, that Destiny guy needs to get Not gonna fucking lie.
It would just be so easy to it would solve all of our problems. Like, we would have socialism now at this point.
Totally don't sound like nonsense.
Right? We would have socialism at this point. If someone just went out of their way and it would be so easy.
Thing that happens, I mean, like, holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
Actually, Mike from PA, the dude that's stuck in the before image of a
I
transformation
am a
story,
beat-down
did receive a
hardcore vocalist. Hey, Ryan, nobody cares. Nobody cares. I don't care about your opinion. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. We're making fun of these wackos. If you don't think they're wackos, you don't belong here.
Day man.
This man put a bounty on a fellow streamer's head. This man should not be getting a 3-day suspension. He should be getting a knock on his door from the FBI.
Get your teeth busted. Hey, let me ask you something, Ryan. What are you going to do to me that the Iraqis wouldn't? Huh? Huh? I'm not scared of your ass.
I made this video for two reasons. First, to stop Hasan infiltrating mainstream media. Hasan has been welcomed by many mainstream outlets. They view him as a friendly social democrat, as someone who's just trying to spread progressive politics online to an important demographic. But we know that's not true. He is not their friend or their ally. If you ever see Hasan rubbing shoulders with anyone from mainstream media, let them know politely with,
I don't know, I enjoy the haters,
all the civility in the world, what kind of person he is when he thinks mainstream media isn't.
This is funny. He came in here for peace and he started talking about my teeth getting busted. These guys are so fake. You proved my point with these guys, that they're fake and that they don't want peace. That they're just a bunch of terrorist sympathizers that are pro-violence. Thank you. Thank you for proving my point. You came in here all hot for peace, all trying to say you got to be against genocide, and then when you didn't get your way with me, you started talking about violence. You proved it in just a couple tweets. It's amazing. You guys are all the same. You don't even try not to do it. You can't help it.
Help them understand that his name should be associated with people like Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones, other fringe, radical, political commentators. Number 2, Twitch must be held accountable. Twitch has proven that it will not change by choice. And so it is our moral imperative to enact that change.
We went after G Fuel, going after the sponsors.
Through any reasonable means that we can. Samsung, Chevron, and Capcom. Twitch has given them a lasting association with a racial tier list with Arabs at the top.
Well, I guess we're not watching Evo on Twitch this year. Hello, Kick.
And Jews at the bottom. These brands have every right to know, and they should. We all recall YouTube's adpocalypse. It happened when ads were running over ISIS recruitment videos, and it caused a brand exodus. The same thing is happening now on Twitch, but instead of ISIS, it's the Houthis, Hamas, and Hezbollah. Dan Clancy's refusal to moderate extremists is the only reason for any of this. He is the sole person to blame. He had so many opportunities to stop this. Ultimately, after dedicating months of my life to creating this video, I am left with one overwhelming conclusion. Fuck this dude.